Russia's nuclear shield. Russia has resisted Western pressure for a ceasefire in Ukraine and warns the U.S. and other NATO allies against sanctioning strikes deep inside Russia with longer-range Western weapons. Little is known about Russia's new cruise missile, codenamed Skyfall by NATO, but many Western experts have been skeptical about it, saying a nuclear engine could be highly unreliable. I'm Donna Warder.
Sounds like things are progressing nicely when it comes to sealing a trade deal with China. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent.
We have a framework for President Trump, President Xi to decide on, and we discussed a wide range of things from tariffs, trade, fentanyl, substantial purchase of U.S. agricultural products.
And rare earths.
And rare earths.
Presidents Trump and Xi meet later this week in South Korea. President Trump is on a week-long visit to Asia. He is now in Japan. He's met with the emperor and will sit down with Prime Minister Takaichi this evening. To help ease trade friction, Japan's government is floating the idea of buying a fleet of Ford F-150 trucks you use to inspect roads and infrastructure across Japan. Watching Wall Street, Dow futures up 236. NASDAQ futures 325 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Dennis Prager here for AmFed Coin and Bullion. I've always been a strong believer in precious metals investment, and I've always been fascinated with rare coin collecting. But owning the wrong coins that only make dealers a lot of money can be catastrophic for your investment portfolio. AmFed Coin and Bullion specializes in taking people out of non-performing coin portfolios and turning them into gold, silver, or platinum bullion. They tailor a portfolio based on your goals and not what they want to sell you. You'll never experience scare tactics, misleading hype, or high-pressure sales from owner Nick Grovich and his very knowledgeable staff. They will evaluate your portfolio, show you how your coins have performed, and take the time to educate you on the ugly industry practices so that you can make an informed decision. Smart people can make very bad investments when they're under pressure and lack the facts. Call 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. AmericanFederal.com.
Argentina's reformist president, an ally of President Trump, has won decisive midterm electoral victories in key districts across his country.
President Javier Milei tells supporters in Buenos Aires the Argentinians showed that they don't want to return to the failed model, to the model of inflation, to the model of monetary issuance, to the model of the use of state, to the model of insecurity. Argentinians told populism to stop. Populism never again. Milei's governing La Libertad Avanza party won over 40% of votes in national elections to renew almost half of the lower half of Congress. The results give Milei a crucial vote of confidence to carry out his free market experiment with billions of dollars in backing from President Donald Trump. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
2 suspects arrested in connection with the theft of crown jewels from Paris's Louvre Museum. The arrests were announced yesterday, a week after the heist. News and analysis, townhall.com. Starting November 1st, about 41 million people may not get their food benefits. Democrat lawmakers in the Senate voting 12 times not to reopen the federal government since October 1st.
The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program is funded by the federal government, but it's administered by states. A notice on the Department of Agriculture's website says that, quote, there will be no benefits issued on November 1st. States receive money from the federal government and then transfer the money through electronic benefits transfer cards. The SNAP issued schedule varies by state. Some states prioritize benefits based on alphabetical order of the last name, while other states prioritize sending benefits by case number. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
A 24-year-old Honduran man struck and killed by a vehicle on a Virginia highway while fleeing federal immigration agents. Tried to cross Interstate 264 in Norfolk and was fatally struck. Man's brother says he arrived in the U.S. in 2021. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
Feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm,
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to it. Hope you all had a great weekend, and weather-wise, pretty nice overall. A little cooler, but pleasant overall. So hope they got a chance to get outdoors and do a few things and enjoy the weekend before back to the grind here on Monday. Of course, Halloween week is Friday night, Halloween. Of course, big football weekend as well, Roswell and Goddard square off at the Wool Bowl Friday night as well. So big games over the weekend. Coyotes got the big win over Mayfield. Artesia won, but it was a dogfight. Goddard and Artesia grounded out, but Artesia came away with the win on Friday. So some great games, and of course, now the two will square off Friday night. We'll have those games for you Friday night. Roswell Coyote perspective right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. The Goddard Rocket perspective on our sister station, 106.1 FM La Pantera. Live streaming video, ksvptv.com. Coyote perspective in the Coyote channel. The Goddard Rocket perspective in the Goddard channel there. So Friday night we'll have all of that for you there. Don't forget, speaking of which, tonight with Many Hands, they are having their candidate forum tonight and tomorrow at the Anderson Museum. Matter of factly, we're going to replay our interview we had with Geneva last week talking about the event. Tonight they're going to be covering wards 1 and 3. Tomorrow night, they're going to cover wards 4, 5, and the mayoral race. I believe they start at 5:30 each night. Doors open at 5 at the Anderson tonight and tomorrow night. So, but we're going to play our interview we had with Geneva. She joined us last week to talk about the event. So we're going to play that for you as a little reminder. Just a note, we want everyone there because you get to ask questions and you get to be a participant. They are going to be asking questions from the audience. They have a system to submit them and all that. And the only way you can participate is if you're there. However, we will be carrying live streaming video so you can able to watch it at ksvptv.com tonight and tomorrow. But that being said, if you want to ask questions, if you want to meet the candidates, if you want to talk, you've got to be at the Anderson tonight. So, but just want to mention we are going to play the interview, so stay tuned if you want to learn more information about that tonight. But it is tonight and tomorrow night again. Wards 1 and 3 tonight. Ward 2 is no contested race, so no, unless, I don't know, Juliana may be there. They may give her a chance to speak. I don't know. But there's no contested race in Ward 2. But so 1 and 3, the contested race is there, and then 4 and 5 in mayoral race tomorrow night. So just mark that on your calendars and plan to attend tonight and tomorrow. Obviously, if you live in wards 3 and 4, then tomorrow night's really more focused than there. But if you live in wards 1 or 2, then you definitely want to pay attention. 1 and 3, I'm sorry. Then you want to pay attention tonight and tomorrow, because obviously you're going to have a decision in both nights. You're either going to be voting in that Ward 1 or Ward 3 race, and obviously all of us that are city residents get to vote in the mayoral race. So you want to pay attention to both those. But anyway, we'll have all coverage of that for you. Let me give you the rundown for the rest of today's show. So like I said, we're going to replay the interview in the 7 o'clock hour. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to have Chaves County Manager Bill Williams join us. And he's going to, believe we're talking mostly about the open state Senate seat that's coming up here. They're having a deadline, I believe, of November 5th, where they're going to get applications submitted and do all that process. But Bill Williams is going to join us in the 8 o'clock hour and kind of give us the rundown on that. And anybody that lives in that New Mexico Senate district seat there, if you're open there, you can now apply to be appointed to fill in as they find a replacement there. So I believe that's what most of our conversation will discuss there with Bill. Then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we'll have the folks from the Chaves County Health Council join us. Kerry Moore will visit. And, of course, they just had their Young Entrepreneurs event over the weekend, so we'll get a recap of that. We'll also get, of upcoming events and other things. I know they got their guide out. I know they got some updates with, I believe I saw something over the weekend about the opioid monies, some updates there on that. So I imagine we'll have a lot to talk about with Kerry in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll have all of the newses of the local and national variety, your Wall Street business updates, and all that good stuff, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, let's take a look at your weather. And today's warm, but the rest of the week is a little cooler than today. So enjoy the warmth today because it is cooler the rest of the week.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm today, but much cooler on Tuesday and Wednesday. We have cold front set to drop through. Sunny today, we're in the mid and upper 80s, upper 40s and clear for the overnight hours, and then a little windy on Tuesday, but it will be sunny. Mid 60s on the afternoon high, low to mid 60s, and sunny again on Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 47 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 56%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. Like I said, today's going to be warmer than what we've been experiencing. Sunny skies, 85 for a high today. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, skies will be clear. Expect an overnight low of 50 degrees. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, we're going to be about a little over 20 degrees cooler compared to today. Sunny skies, a high tomorrow of 63. Winds will be breezy out of the north, 15 to 20, but they will decrease as the day progresses. They'll drop down 10 to 15 tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, looking at skies, clear skies with an overnight low of 36. 30s for an overnight low Tuesday night. We're tickling the freezing mark, 36. A mere 4 degrees from freezing. So close but no cigar Tuesday night. Northeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny skies, 60 for a high once again. Winds out of the north, 5 miles per hour. Wednesday night, tickling but no dice. Clear skies, overnight low of 36 for Wednesday night. And then Thursday, sunny skies, highs back up near 70. Then 39 for an overnight low Thursday night, mid-70s, 75 on Friday, 41 for an overnight low Friday night, and then 76 on Saturday, 82 on Sunday. So, but tomorrow night, next couple nights, dipping into the 30s for overnight lows. So getting close, almost to that first freeze. And usually it's November, right? We usually get our first freeze like maybe a week or two in November. So I think we're about on par for that. At least, I don't know. We need to consult Roswell Seed. They're the authorities and all this stuff. But methinks it's usually around this time. So let's see. It is, let me get over back here, 14 minutes after 7 o'clock. Real quick, before we get the hour going and all of that and play our interview here, I saw a movie over the weekend that came out on Netflix. I got a kind of a lot of hubba, whatever you want to call it. It's a Netflix movie called House of Dynamite, and I think they just released it maybe last week, and it's an interesting movie. It's about basically a nuclear war. Basically, what happens it's where an ICBM gets launched at the United States, and basically the movie, which is about an hour and 50 minutes. Basically covers this 18 minutes of the missile launch to point of impact, and it shows from different perspectives. Like the first part of the movie, it's showing from the perspective of the guys in the defense systems in the silo, and then it cuts to them communicating with the White House and the Situation Room and all that stuff, and then it shifts from like an angle of some of the Situation Rooms guys from their perspective, and then the final part is the president's perspective of this 18 minutes. And I will tell you this, as far as stars go, it's not really a lot of stars. Idris Elba If you ever saw the Pacific Rim movies, he's the guy that was like the commander of that. He's been in a bunch of other stuff, but it's the first movie that pops off my head. He plays the president, but short of that, not a lot of stars. The other lady I did recognize is one of the actresses from that morning show on Apple Plus. She's in it too, but short of that, I didn't recognize anybody else. But anyway, the movie, I was wrapped up. For the hour and a half, I was invested and interested, and I don't want to spoil it, but I will say I did not enjoy the ending. Happy ending, not happy. I'm not, I just, I felt like I was Soprano'd at the end of this movie. And if you're a fan of Sopranos and know how the Sopranos end, you know how many people were kind of salty about the way that ended and how it was kind of ambiguous. Well, this movie did that to me. And to be honest, what I thought was a pretty, as far as reeling me in and having me invested in the movie, it was amazingly done at that. But the payoff was amazingly bad. Now, one could argue art in this and the artist, I don't know. If you're going to give me that, I want a bow. I wanted it wrapped up. I want an outcome, and that kind of ticked me off. But other than that, the movie's really good. So if you like movies that leave you a little like, what? Then this one will probably like it. But I don't feel satisfied. I want more. I want to know more. But if you like Fallout or those kind of end of the movie, like if y'all remember the old '80s movie, the Day the Earth Stood Still. Some of you, most of you probably, some of you are old enough to remember when it's got feels of that with more like White House Down, that, and kind of combo it together, and that's what it feels like. But it was good. It just not satisfying. We'll go with that. But it's on Netflix now, and if you got an hour and 15 minutes to check out, it's worth a check out. All right, it is 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's get you into your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten. We'll take a quick commercial break. Then we'll play our interview with Geneva Martinez from the organization With Many Hands, talking about their candidate forum tonight and tomorrow night. That's up next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A big October run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves, light yearlings, bred cows. We expect to sell 2,000 head, breaking down like this: 350, 375 weight cows and bulls, 250, 300 pairs of bred cows, 1,400, 1,450 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 25 to 30 cow-calf pairs, mostly black, white-face, red, white-face English cross cows with black calves, pairs 5 to 10 years old, 16 bred cows, Ciro Ranch, Blanco, New Mexico, ex-quality black, white-face Angus crossbred cows, bred to Angus bulls, cows 49 years old, 37 bred cows, the U-Bars at Silver City, excellent quality black Angus cows, bred to Angus bulls, for spring calves, cows 7 to 10 years old, 20 bred cows, RL Ranch, Dexter, New Mexico, ex-quality black, white-face Angus crossbred cows, bred to Angus and Charolais bulls, 7 to 9 years old. Several smaller sets of young, middle-aged, and older bred cows this morning. 155 calves, the Hudson Cattle Company, Deming, New Mexico, reputation quality, 70% Charolais crosses, 30% Angus calves, cattle wean 45 days, Bovishield Gold, 1 shot, Covexin 8, medium condition, right off cake and grass, 450, 600 pounds. 69 calves, Mr. Fred Beard at Carlsbad, excellent quality black, white-face Angus crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, medium condition, 375, 550 pounds. 102 calves, Miss Joyce Halderman, Encino, New Mexico, ex-quality Charolais crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, medium condition, 450, 650 pounds. 65 yearlings, RS Ranch, Belen, New Mexico, ex-quality crossbred yearlings, weaned 90-plus days, 2 round of shots, medium condition, right off some fields, 550, 700 pounds. 27 light yearlings, the JCJ Ranch, Santa Teresa, New Mexico, ex-quality black Angus crossbred yearlings, cattle weaned 45-plus days, 1 round of shots, 550, 650 pounds. 61 calves and light yearlings, the Guadalupe Mountain Farms at Sierra Blanca, Texas, ex-quality black Angus and Brangus crosses, One round of shots, 500, 800 pounds. Several smaller consignments of high-quality native calves and light yearlings. Sale time this morning will be 9 o'clock. Sale pairs bred cows 10:45 to 11. Be selling calves and yearlings around 12 o'clock noon to 1 p.m. We expect to sell 2,000 head today. This is Smiley Wooten.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 6,000 fellow Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success. That's what we're about.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And joining us in studio this morning from the organization With Many Hands, Geneva Martinez back with us. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. How about yourself? I'm always so used to saying with. So, but with many hands never sounds right. So I'm like, let me rephrase. But before we kind of talk about the candidate forum and everything, I know what this organization does, but kind of give folks just a little bit of background. They may have heard of With Many Hands, may have seen it all over social media, but maybe not fully in understand what your organization does. Because to be honest, it's pretty broad. You guys you seek resources for folks, but it's in very broad terms. So kind of lay that out for folks.
Yeah. So With Many Hands is a grassroots organization, nonprofit. We represent working class folks, the constituents of the community, and we look at what real issues are.
Sure.
And we try to tackle those issues.
That's why it's kind of fluid.
Right.
I mean, there's a focus on homeless and that because those are obviously big issues
it actually
here.
Started off discussing recycling. Jocelyn was part of the original core group and the leadership team. And quickly it switched to affordable housing, not realizing that we didn't have enough resources, and then digging a little bit further. 70% of our homes were built from 1920 to 1980.
We're due for some upgrades.
So, So, and we talk about our water infrastructure aging out. So, our homes are aging out. And so, yes, we do need more developers to come in. We do need to do infills. But the quickest way to affordable housing is home rehabilitation.
Absolutely.
So looking at our neighborhoods. And so the group was going door knocking, talking to neighbors. And while they're door knocking, they would have to skip over houses because they're boarded up. And so our neighborhoods were not stabilized.
Which we all know, when you see boarded up and derelict buildings, it does. It brings down the neighborhood. It does draw elements of crime and things. So it really is a solving multiple issue type deal. Is, hey, if we can fix the houses, more people, a better place to live. But guess what? When things are nice and taken care of, guess what happens? The whole neighborhood kind of starts doing that.
And then we see that.
Yeah.
We're actually seeing that right now. So then the first idea was that we would purchase homes that were not foreclosed on, but the city had maybe condemned.
Right.
But they put liens on it. I talked to one of the attorneys, and they said it was just a lot of red tape. So we're like, okay, well, let's look at who owns these houses.
Let's start unraveling it.
Yeah, and then reach out to them. We had only $40,000 of seed money, but with that $40,000, there was 10 houses that needed work to bring the house up to livable standards for what HUD says is a safe, livable house.
Yeah.
One house needed a roof. One house needed plumbing. One needed electrical work.
Wow. So it sounds like you got a lot.
Yeah, so we got 4 houses done
that's a lot
in
of
45 days.
You could drop that easy on the roof.
yeah, right. So this idea, this pilot project of, hey, we can take money and invest, and then we make a contract with the property owner that they rent it at an affordable rent. So this idea of rehab to rental was sparked. Took that to MFA, our Housing New Mexico, and they gave us $500,000 to do houses here in Travis County. And then the state recognized what we were doing, and they came along and put in another $650,000 into the state. So this program was just this little seed program of people like Jocelyn and our team leaders going and knocking on doors.
Real grassroots effort. Yeah.
And so in the 2.5 years of all of the work we've been doing, in the one-on-one conversations with people, we realized that it's not just affordable housing. There's food insecurities. People are, struggling with the water rates the hikes that came about, infrastructure, our road system, and then the flood. And so,
and it compiled everything tenfold. Yeah.
So 2 of the houses that we've already rehabbed were flood houses and now are livable. So we're excited about that. 2 other houses are out at the base, and it was just like around the corner. So now this neighborhood at the base has these houses that are newly remodeled, and families are able to utilize that for affordable housing.
That's great. 1 house at a time.
It is. It really is.
And that's what I love about this is like you said, because it really started from the beginning. It was just like yourself, people that want to make a difference and help. And fortunately, Geneva's very good at turning over rocks and talking to people, and he needs some folks like that. And that's why I admire what you guys do. It's just, despite hurdles, you're like, well, we still got a problem. What can we do to solve it? And that's really what the organization's about. And yes, you're continuing this work, but don't be surprised if it's going to pivot again as another need arises and things like that. So, which kind of shifts our gear to what we want to invite folks to here next week. With the upcoming municipal election, early voting is going on right now. From my understandings, last I heard, as far as numbers goes, less than 3% of registered voters have early voted so far, so most people have not voted yet in this upcoming election. Of course, November 4th is municipal election day, but With Many Hands will be hosting a two-night candidate forum, basically, for all of the contested races in the upcoming municipal election for city council and mayoral candidates.
Yes.
So it'll be a two-night event. Night 1, which will take place on Monday the 27th. That'll be wards 1 and 3 for those city council contested races. And then night 2, which will be the next night, the 28th, the mayoral race, and then wards 4 and 5 will be evented. Kind of talk a little bit about how this kind of came together, this event.
Yeah, so 2 years ago, we held a public forum, and we did just housing.
Okay.
And 9 of the 11 candidates participated then. We have a lot more candidates. That's why we are... we're doing a two-night. We want to make sure that the candidates have enough time.
Ample time to really get into a meat of a question or answer.
Yeah, we want to know.
And allow the public to a chance to talk to them, too.
Right. Yeah, so doors will open at 5. At 5:30, we will start the forum.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to come a little bit early just to meet their candidates, they'll be able to do that. So far, we've had 12 candidates confirmed.
So we're going to have a good amount here. Hopefully, we can lock down all of them.
Yes, I would like to lock down all of them.
All are invited and encouraged to please come and participate.
Yes, I've made contact with all but one.
Okay.
And I'm not giving up on trying to hunt her down.
Good.
So I'm excited about that. So we're doing it a little bit different. So the questions and the concerns were brought up from surveying and getting community input from May to September.
Okay.
We had a survey out called "We Want a Vibrant Travis County," and
hopefully folks got a chance to participate.
Yes, yeah. And so we got feedback on what people. Certain topics that what local issues are.
Got it.
So we're not talking about national policies.
Right.
What is it that these candidates can make real change
Nuts
doing
and bolts,
here?
Roswell,
yes,
New Mexico.
Of Roswell.
Yeah.
And what are the concerns? And so people got to submit questions. And so we are pulled from that survey and their public input. We were at the Travis County Health Council, or the Travis County Health Expo, and we got to survey a lot of people coming through, listen to their concerns, what they are worried about for the future of Roswell. And so that's how we shaped the questionnaires. And then the last 20 minutes or so, we're going to be taking public comments or public questions from the audience. It will be through a moderator.
Okay.
So if you are just dying to ask, the panel a question, come. This is your time.
Absolutely.
You'll submit it by index card.
Okay.
And our moderator will go through them and make sure that it sticks to local
crowd
issues.
appropriate, and it sticks to exactly the topics at hand here.
Yeah.
But this is what it's a great opportunity for you to learn, and especially if you haven't voted yet. And again, every time we come upon one of these municipal elections and things, I tell people the same thing, that the people you're going to be voting on right now have a much bigger impact on your day-to-day life than a president or a congressperson or senator. Not saying those are not important. Please pay attention and vote accordingly on those to what you believe. But at the end of the day, you need to invest equal or more time in the studying of your city council, your mayors, your people that affect the day-to-day decisions of your life with the same or more intense scrutiny you would do your higher position candidates. It's, unfortunately, people vote and they're like, well, I saw they had a lot of signs, or I went to church with this person, or, they don't really know. And I'm sure they might seem really lovely person, but if they don't agree with you on how a city should be run, then maybe you don't need to vote on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what this is about, and you really get to learn, about. And the beauty that a government at this level is most of the people running are just like you. They're average citizens. They are not politicians per se. I mean, sure, some have political aspirations and may be more knowledgeable in the world than others, but at the end of the day, these are people that run businesses, that work at a company, they have day jobs, they have other lives. And so you get to really hear their thoughts and insight. And to be honest, most of the people running, they're not going to be experts on budget and give you numbers. And because unless they're there, I mean, current city councilors, they have that advantage because they sit and do it all the time. And so that's why these forums are great, because you kind of get to peel. And sometimes just because you don't understand numbers per se doesn't mean that they don't understand what's going on. It's not. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I always say people that are closest to the problem are usually closest to the solution.
Yeah.
I think it's great that we have so many names in the hat.
I've been saying that this is by far, I think, one of the most like choices one would have in an election, with the exception, I think, Ward 2. You have a choice at the booth this time for every position, just about.
Yeah.
So
and that's why Ward 2 isn't going to be at the table, because it's uncontested.
Sure.
So this is for a contested race.
And I'm telling you right now, get out and vote. The differences in the decision between winners and losers in this race is sometimes down to a half dozen votes. Sometimes.
Exactly.
It is that close in these elections. So your vote absolutely matters.
Yes. And then with many hands, we'll be going out. We had a meeting last night. Some of our team leaders will be doing door knocking now until the election day.
Great.
Just getting out the where you can vote and get out to vote.
Please do.
We are a nonpartisan group. We're not trying to sway anybody's decision.
Their partisanship is towards a greater city of Roswell.
That's right.
That's where their partisanship lies.
And we're focusing, historically, Ward 3 and 4 have really dictated who our mayor is.
Sure.
So we really want people to turn out and vote in the other wards 1, 2, and 5. So we're going to be focusing a lot of our door knocking in those areas.
Not to be singling out, but I'm going to single out. Ward 5 historically has the lowest turnout for voter. It's literally, I think on average I've seen those races maybe 250 total people voted, and and I've seen races where it was at least 6 votes separated the winner from the loser in that race. And so, whereas some of the other wards you'll see in the thousands, you can literally get 250 votes in Ward 5 sometimes when you look at those. And these are for mayor elections where we had a mayor, city council, the whole, a whole array of options.
Yeah.
There. So please, everybody go vote, go. And I get it. I see a lot of people on social media saying they're the warriors of Facebook. And God bless you. It's your right as an American to do that. But if you're that person and then you don't vote, or you're not actively going to meetings and seeing what's going on, then I don't take your argument with much weight. You don't really, if you're not voting, if you're not actively seeking to fix it, you're just sitting there taking pot shots online, then who are you?
Right.
You're just contributing to the mental health, or the lack thereof.
Yeah. And if you want to advocate, or you are passionate about something, be passionate about your government. Be passionate about who's running our city. That way we can have these open conversations and really work towards a solution.
Sure.
And we need our government to work with nonprofits. We need nonprofits to be a voice. And we just need to work together.
We need that better mix. I agree, where it's, and I think part of it too is defining roles and things where, what should be more of a government responsibility, what should be more of the private nonprofit role, and and where does that line meet? That's where I think we all should be more involved in trying to kind of separate that kind of thing, or define what that's supposed to be. And because there's a lot of opinions on that, and I agree on some things. I mean, for me personally, I think when it comes to take care of people, government should open up the avenues to allow private citizens to set the table to get that done. Because at the end of the day, I think private citizens have a more understanding, passion of what those needs are, but the government needs to remove the loopholes to make it too hard for them to help people.
Definitely.
And so I think that's where we got to figure out that.
And government has our local municipality has the capacity to cut some of this red tape, even with affordable housing when it comes to permitting and different zoning. We can work together for a better solution.
Absolutely. Sure. But that's what this forum's about, to hear this stuff, to hear what people's thoughts on these things. If you're listening to Janine and I talk and you're like, these guys are way off, I want to say this, and this is your chance to talk about that and say, no, I think it should go in this route. All right, well, let's hear that out. Let's hear what your candidates think about that. And so please, if our candidates, thank you for stepping up. Thank you for rolling up your sleeves and throwing your hats literally in the ring here for this event. I hope if Geneva hasn't tracked you down yet, or if you haven't given her a positive response, please, we'd love to have you come out, because the more candidates that participate, the more the public participates, the better this event is going to be.
Yes.
So that's,
yes, sir.
Yeah. So again, it's going to be next Monday, October 27th, will be night 1. This will cover City Council Wards 1 and 3. Then night 2 will be Tuesday, October 28th, and that'll cover the mayoral race and Wards 4 and 5 City Council candidates. Both nights will be at the Anderson Museum. So, like I said, the doors open at 5. Get there early. It's the museum. Walk around, see the beautiful. If you haven't been in the museum in a while, get a preview before Museum Day on November 1st. And then 5:30 p.m. we'll promptly start the forum here. If you have questions and things, come a little early. You can submit index cards and things like that. And I imagine as the night progresses, there's probably a drop box you can, because the night will be fluid, and there might be a question you didn't have at the beginning, but conversation spawned a question. So that's kind of the idea here.
Yeah, and then we could probably, even if your question wasn't asked, we can make sure all those questions get to the candidates afterwards.
Sure.
That way they know what the concern is from the public.
Absolutely, and that's at the end of the day, we're electing the people that will represent us and our opinions for the city. And that's why it's so important for that communication between our representative and you. Whoever people end up getting elected here, you want that open communication. And so, like you said, they need to know those concerns. They need to know those things that it address. And I mean, sure, each city councilor is going to be more ward specific on needs, but at the end of the day, between the 10 of them, they're all going to have the greater concerns of the city of Roswell. So
yes.
That's even though you do only vote for 5 this year, but you only vote for 1, but there's 5 up. So it's kind of a unique, and that's the uniqueness of the city of Roswell. I know we mentioned it here, and most people probably in this show do, but the city of Roswell is the largest city council in the state of New Mexico with 10 members. We have 5 wards. Every ward has 2 representatives. You have 2 people representing you on the city council. And how they set up the election is, every election cycle, one of your city council members will be up for election. They're not both at the same time, but one. And so it's kind of a unique way we do it here as opposed to other cities in our state. And so with that, many voices means there's more conversations. There's more when you have 10 people in a room instead of 5 people in a room trying to get to agree. It does create more conversation. So I think it's a good thing, but it only works if you get involved and be a part of those conversations. So that's what next week's about. Please come to these, especially if you've not voted yet and you're still trying to formulate who you think the right direction is for this. You've got options this time. You've got multiple choices for mayor, and with the exception of Ward 2, at least 1 to 2 people to 3 people in some cases, candidates for city council here. So please do that. As far as with many hands, as far as volunteering, getting involved in things, what's some great ways to do that if folks are kind of saying, I'm just going to learn about what these guys are doing. Yeah, I think I can contribute.
Join our Facebook group. It's a private group. I think we have about 800 people in that group. It's With Many Hands Roswell. There's a lot of different With Many Hands groups out there. So
it's spawned into branches and things, and like let's for instance, Food Not Bombs. It's complete own independent thing, but at the same time, it's kind of like a brother sister of With Many Hands.
Yeah.
I mean, it's they swim in a lot of the same circles, a lot of the same volunteers, because they love the passion for what both these organizations do. Same with 100% Chavez County and a lot of the stuff. You'll notice there's a lot of the same volunteers, the same folks, because at the end of the day, 3 different entities, but kind of with the same purpose of helping the community, just in different ways, shapes, and
different
forms.
sectors, and again, advocating and being a voice for the voiceless.
Health Council, it's like this opioid summit and what. At the end of the day, the decisions we make with this opioid settlement money, I know there's different conversation, but same ballpark.
And there's a question about that, about what the city's going to do with their millions of dollars for that plan, because we have a real shot, and that wasn't taxpayer money. This was a settlement of people that were directly affected by the fentanyl and the opioid epidemic. And we have a real shot to get services to those that really need it, individual services, mental health, substance abuse services. We need to make sure that money is appropriated correctly.
If we set the table right, it'll set up the future for whatever evolution of that brings, because it's a cocktail of putting the Band-Aids on the immediate needs that we can do now, while at the same time using this money, investing it, doing it so it's making money on itself, so it can fund back into treatment programs, facilities, whatever comes of this. So we decide, okay, we're going to build this amazing center in town. Whatever.
Yes.
Whatever happens in that.
Hobbs,
this sets the table for
Hollis,
that.
Clovis. I believe they're all pooling their money together to do an inpatient rehab, not just a rehab, but detox center, to where people can, they recognize the issue there.
Sure.
And then
using it to be self-sustaining, where it's like using this money, like your insurance companies, the money you pay them every month, they invest that and make money, and that's why you sometimes get dividends. Doing something similar to that money with this opioid money, so basically we can use it to build these things, but at the same time, return on investments, the money is actually paying for the treatment, the resources. So so it's
individual,
self-sustaining.
and it is for the people.
Yes, and it's not sucking or draining the resources for other needs that are equally great. And so that's the beauty of it. If everyone wants to help, but everyone says we don't have the money, we don't have the resources. Okay, well, if it can fend for itself, if we set it up right, then can we do that? And that's the way we want to do it. It's like, hey, if it's here and it's doing its thing, but we're not really asking for money, because at the end of the day, it takes care of itself. Mm-hmm. And now we're going, but that's just it. We got to invest in it now, and we got to take this money while we have this opportunity, and not, piss it away with something that at the end of the day may not be beneficial to what we're doing.
And across the country, there's watchdogs watching the money, where some communities had spent the money on guns or extra, and that's not what it was intended for. Mm-hmm. So there's some accountability to it.
Absolutely. So again, this is kind of in the umbrella. So if these are your passions, these are things please reach out to With Many Hands. Find out where you can find a way to serve, whether it's at an event just talking to people, or if it's in these meetings and going to Santa Fe and talking to legislators, or whatever that needs, and whatever your passions are. With Many Hands could definitely use more volunteers, more folks to help out and be a part of it, and to contribute. Maybe bring things that you guys aren't seeing on your radar.
Yeah.
And that's how this works. So.
Yep.
But again, please join us for matter of fact, if you have questions about With Many Hands, talk with Geneva, talk with Dan, talk with I think Jocelyn, all the folks that are there. They could be happy to give you more information about it. But please join us at the candidate forum. Now, I get it if you're in wards 4 or 5, then you could probably just get away with Tuesday night. Come see the mayor race in your ward. But if you live in wards 1 and 3, then you want to make sure you're there both nights. Come for the ward 1 and 3 Monday night, and then Tuesday night for the mayors, and ward 4 and 5 for those there. But please come ready to listen. Come ready to submit your questions and your thoughts. And I would say come with an open mind. Come hear what everybody has to say. Come at this, because I will tell you this. This thing I do believe. Every single candidate that's throwing their hat in the ring and is putting themselves through this care about this city. They want a good city like you. They may not agree on how to do that, but I do believe they want the best for this city. And if we can start there and all agree and be in the same room that, hey, we want to live in a nice place, that's a starting point. Let's start there and find that common ground that we can hopefully use that to figure out the rest of the problems.
Absolutely.
And so that's what events like next week are about. So if anybody has any questions or anything, I know you can go to With Many Hands on Facebook. Just type in With Many Hands, maybe Roswell, as well. Add that in there, and then you'll find the page should pop right up. You'll find information about this, but if you have any questions or want more information or want to volunteer, you can contact Geneva or the organization through that through that Facebook page there too.
Or you can email me with Geneva with Many Hands at gmail.com.
Absolutely. And of course, I would also, if you're wanting some more information on that, I'd say look up Food Not Bombs. Roswell as well. There's a lot of good resource information there, not only about this, but just very community-ready stuff. 100% Chaves County is another one I would highly recommend you look up on Facebook, like and follow, and stay abreast and on not only the opioid stuff, but just things in our community, different events, community health councils. Health council is another one. And you know what? Another question too. If you call 211 with questions about this, I'm sure they'll be happy. Carrie and them will be happy to get. If they can't answer directly, they'll get with Geneva and find out.
Yep. 211 has been a great resource. And have you seen the resource guides? They are
We got
wonderful.
some right in the hot lobby here.
They're
if you need
great.
one. Yeah, they're perfect. If you have not picked one of those up yet, we have some here. I know you'll find them all over town, but we got a stack of them here if you want to pick one. So, and that's a good thing to keep handy in that drawer in your kitchen or even your glove box of your car, because you never know when that might come in handy. There's full of resources and numbers, and you just if you're looking for that kind of help and things, and there's a whole list of numbers and information and resources all in one handy little book. So it's good to just have around the house or keep in your car or something, because you never know when you might need to pop that open and help somebody.
Yes.
Is there anything we missed, Geneva?
The ZAG Fair.
That's coming up this weekend.
This weekend from 10 to 2 at the
hospital, Eastern New Mexico Medical Center, in their, I guess, atrium, whatever you call it, like the main
area
there.
Start your Christmas shopping early this year and come support these kids. These kids have put their hearts and soul into making products for art to sell, and you're supporting the minds and the creation of these youth. And I'm so impressed.
It is cool.
I'm so excited to
Matter of fact, I'll get Joss to remind me. If we got another opening this week, several weeks ago, Carrie came on and we had one of the young men come with us.
Nathaniel.
Yeah, Nathaniel, that is one of the entrepreneurs in the JAG program. And so his booth will be there amongst others, but such a bright young man, and just talking with him and these young kids. And he's one of the older ones. Yeah. But they have, I think, as long as like 8 or 9 in there, I think.
8 to 17.
Yeah. So come out to Eastern New Mexico Medical Center this Saturday morning. I think it's
10 to 2.
10 to 2, that's what it is. I knew it started at 10. I can't remember when it ended. And come and they'll have their little booths, and you could buy like their products. Some have some, like his is like his is art and painting. Yeah, he does a service like number painting and things like that.
My son's going to be there, and he's selling concrete. It's called Connor's Custom Creation.
Cool.
And so he's making like stepping stones, concrete, garden stones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he has alligators and sunflowers and moons.
People buy that stuff
like
up,
that.
man. They do.
So
especially if it's cute, unique.
And other kids are selling, jewelry or bracelets.
I think there's a few food people, so it'll be like jams and jellies and what have you. They're gonna have some of that there for you too.
Cakes and cupcakes. Yeah. And it's gonna be awesome.
So support these young men and women and give them who knows? Just saying, 10, 15, 20 years from now, these are going to be your restaurant owners, your city councilors, your mayors. These are those young men and women. So, help cement their foundation. Come out there and and give them support them this week. It's going to be cute.
And then also this Saturday CASA is hosting breast cancer awareness.
It is October is breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, so I think that's from 11 to 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
and they're going to be giving out bras and mammograms. So if you're 40 and over, that's my age group. You need to get checked.
Yep.
And I'm a breast cancer survivor, and I know the importance of making sure to...
The digital equipment's getting better, so they're really able to go, pardon the pun, deeper than before to find things. And so they're seeing, so don't be surprised, because we're in that area where the imagings get so great, and so they're calling and saying, we're seeing anomalies that we don't see before. It's really... They're not 99.999% of the time. They're no big deal, but because the equipment's so much better, they're seeing deeper, and they're like, "Whoa, we would have never saw that. Let's just double check on it, make sure it's nothing big." And then it usually is, but the imaging's getting better. So please, especially if you've been a minute since you've had a mammogram, don't. Especially with breast cancer, that's one of those ones that if they catch it early, it's not. I'm not saying it's not a big deal. It is, but it's way simpler to treat early than when it's more advanced, and that's true with any cancer, but particularly breast cancer.
Yeah, so. I'm still here.
That's right, and thankful for it. Which is probably one of the reasons where you have your passions, where you do.
It really is.
When a lot of people, when life hands you a crappy deck of cards, sometimes some people can run with it, and some people don't, and the ones that usually do, they find a way to overcome and adapt and
live their life to the fullest. I'm doing my first solo skydiving on Halloween Day.
Nice, good for you. You got bigger guts than I do. Airplane's perfectly fine for me. Geneva, thank you very much. We'll see you again here, and anything we can do to help or whatever, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you so very much.
All right, we'll see you.
I'm Jared Sorello. The Pride of the Pecos Valley received a wonderful send-off on Friday as they departed to compete in the NMAA State Marching Contest in Rio Rancho. It was the first time that Artesia Band has competed at this level. In a message from band director Mr. Benton, the team did not advance to the finals, but he says they feel very blessed to have been given the chance to compete at such a high level. The band will perform at the final contest of the season in Las Cruces this coming weekend. If you've got what it takes, join the Artesia Fire Department. The next round of testing will be held December 6th. To get in on that round of testing, you do need to submit an application online. The link to the application can be found on the city's website or by visiting the City of Artesia Facebook page. And a public hearing is scheduled for November 10th, Artesia City Council meeting. for the council to hear public comment on a variance request. They will also see preliminary plans for the new housing development at the old Armory site. Anyone interested in commenting on the matter can attend the November 10th council meeting. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
As we grow more captivated each day with AI, here's a sobering real-life picture of the toll its infrastructure brings to local communities. I'm Kim Commando for Oracle. In business, you can have better, cheaper, and faster with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Try OCI for free at oracle.com/Kim. Not far from my broadcast headquarters, no fewer than 5 incredibly huge AI data centers have gone up. Just one is big enough to house a 747. But when an investor gets zoning for a data center, they don't build just one. They build 5 or 9 or even 15. Neighborhoods for a 3-mile radius report their housing values plummet. There's always the smell of diesel in the air as backup generators supply power when the power company cannot. It's much like living next to an airport with bright lights, loud noises, and yes, that smell. So while you see AI as a place to ask anything, it's the back end, millions of computers that carry the load and disrupt neighborhoods forever. Get my free newsletter at getkim.com.
In business, they say you can have better, cheaper, or faster, but you only get to pick 2. What if you could have all 3? That's exactly what Cohere, Thomson Reuters, and Specialized Bikes have since they upgraded to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. OCI is the blazing fast platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs, where you can run any workload in a high-performance environment and spend less than with other clouds. How's it faster? OCI block storage delivers more operations per second. Cheaper, up to 50% less for compute, 70% less for storage, and 80% less for networking. Better, in test after test, customers report lower latency and higher bandwidth versus other clouds. This is the cloud built for AI and all your biggest workloads. And right now, with zero commitment, try OCI for free. Just go to oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim, oracle.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm today, but much cooler on Tuesday and Wednesday. We have cold front set to drop through. Sunny today, we're in the mid and upper 80s, upper 40s and clear for the overnight hours, and then a little windy on Tuesday, but it will be sunny. Mid 60s on the afternoon high, low to mid 60s, and sunny again on Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
The Roswell Coyotes took care of business on Friday night at the Wool Bowl by blowing out visiting Mayfield 52-21. Roswell moves to 6-3 on the season, 5-1 in district, and they'll close out the regular season campaign with a game against Goddard on Friday night. Goddard took a 7-0 lead over Artesia on the road with a Nate Vasquez 3-yard touchdown run, but Artesia storms back and ends up winning, not by a lot, but 24-14 was the final. Dexter beats Hot Springs by a lot, 41-14. NMMI beats back Ruidoso by a score of 35-26. And it was Gateway Christian cruising over Hagerman 64-12 8-man football. They'll play in the playoffs first round next week. Swell, says everybody involved. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. inflation remained elevated last month as gas prices jumped while the cost of rents cooled, painting a mixed picture of the expenses consumers are facing in a murky economy where growth appears steady but hiring slow. Consumer confidence slid for the 3rd month in a row, a sign that Americans' view of the economy is dimming in the face of a weakening labor market and stubborn inflation. The University of Michigan's October Sentiment Index shows consumer confidence fell 1.5% on a monthly basis to 53.6%. The Social Security Administration's annual cost of living adjustment will go up 2.8% in 2026, translating to an average increase of more than $56 for retirees every month. Alaska Airlines said its operations have resumed after it had to ground its planes for hours because of an information technology outage. 229 flights were canceled because of that outage. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
After departing Malaysia, President Trump is now in Japan, where he'll be meeting with the country's newly minted prime minister this evening.
I think the key thing is to reiterate how important Japan is to the United States. The fact that this is their deeply rooted, most strategic partner in the region. And it's militarily strategic, of course, because Japan hosts the biggest number of U.S. troops abroad in U.S. bases here, but also economically because Japan pumps in billions and billions of dollars into the U.S. economy. And of course, under the U.S. tariff deal, they've promised even more investments, $550 billion. So expect Donald Trump to frame this as a win for the American economy, for American jobs.
The BBC's Shima Halil says that after Japan, Mr. Trump visits South Korea midweek. And during his time there, he'll meet with Chinese President Xi amid reports of significant progress on a trade deal. Category 5, Hurricane Melissa is bearing down on Jamaica. The winds have been picking up, torrential rain falling, and the island's 2 airports are closed. Government shutdown, day 27. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy predicts more flight delays, more flight cancellations as air traffic controllers work without pay.
My job is to keep the airspace safe. And so if I don't feel like I have enough controllers or enough controllers that are focused, we will slow down traffic. We will stop traffic. And that's why you see the delays in the system. And the job number one is, again, get people to where they're going safely.
Duffy on Fox News Sunday Morning Futures. Indiana's Republican Governor Mike Braun has called a special legislative session to redraw congressional districts in a bid to add more GOP seats. A lot of cleanup to be done across parts of southern Mississippi hit by a couple of tornadoes over the weekend. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 206 points. The Nasdaq ahead 334 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
There have been arrests in connection with a daring daytime heist at the Louvre in Paris.
One suspect reportedly preparing to leave the country. Police nabbing them at Charles de Gaulle Airport Saturday. French media earlier reporting 2 arrests. The thieves stole jewels valued at $102 million in less than 8 minutes while the museum was open Saturday morning, October 19th. Officials say they dressed as renovation workers, used a stolen basket lift to scale the Louvre's facade, getting through a window, making their way to the gallery with the jewels, cutting through display cases, then exiting the way they came in and riding off on scooters. The museum's director calling it a terrible failure. I'm Julie Walker.
Argentina's President Javier Milei has won decisive victories in key districts nationwide midterm elections, clinching a crucial vote of confidence. News and analysis, townhall.com. 1 week ahead of time, there is confusion about daylight saving time.
Every October, there's a week when Europe and the U.S. are out of sync with daylight saving time, confusing people organizing international meetings, not to mention confusing people who are not organizing international meetings. In Europe, clocks go back on the last Sunday in October. In the U.S., the first Sunday in November. So, you see, this creates a temporary 1-hour change in time difference between London and New York, a period when basically no one anywhere has the foggiest idea what time it is. Jason Walker reporting.
The FAA says flights departing for Los Angeles International Airport had to be halted briefly yesterday morning. It was because of a staffing shortage at a Southern California air traffic facility. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday. Welcome to it.
The first day of the rest of your life.
Not a cloud in the sky.
Not a cloud in the sky, and it's going to be a warm one today, and I was looking, boy, is it going to be a chilly couple of days following.
Yeah, we're going to drop like 20 degrees tonight. And yeah, because 85 is like our high today, and tomorrow our high is like 60.
Yeah.
And breezy.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's going to be blowing in tonight. So.
That'll be quite nice.
By the way, the part that gets me is tomorrow night. And like, I think the next night or two after that, 30s for over
30, like 35, 36 degrees,
yeah. Which not quite freezing.
Getting doggone close.
But tickling.
It's definitely break out the fire pit season for sure.
Yeah, it's getting there. So.
Absolutely.
But by like the weekend, it's supposed to be back up. I think like Sunday it's going to be 80 again. So yeah. So, welcome to New Mexico.
Yeah.
Which means Thanksgiving will be snowing.
That's right. So countdown is on. Halloween 2025 coming up Friday.
Yeah.
In addition to, of course, high school football action.
Unless you're in Artesia, then Halloween's on Saturday.
Then Halloween falls on November 1st. But yeah, no. I just gotta say, I got the kids' Halloween costumes over the weekend, and the costume cost just be too damn high. There, I said it. It needed to be said, and I said it because, gosh dang, 2 costumes. I bought 2 costumes.
Yeah,
nearly $100.
You know where you should have gone? Humane Society thrift store.
Yeah, but you know, it's my kids. They have
They have like brand new costumes.
Hunter probably could have found something there.
Yeah.
Rhiannon's a hard sell.
Yeah, they could have.
And the other thing is, Rhiannon's in this weird space where she's wearing adult costumes.
Right.
Like she fits adult costumes, but it's very hard to find an adult costume that's not
sexy,
salacious.
Yeah.
And
sexy insert profession after.
Right, exactly. And so it's a real minefield navigating finding her a costume.
Yeah.
But we managed to find her a relatively innocuous deer. And actually, I think I was given a great idea for a costume.
Yeah.
And I think this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I think I'm going to get one of those. You know, they have the all like the full cover suit that's like black.
Okay.
So it's just a black suit, covers your face, hands, and everything.
Yeah.
And then I want to get 2 either rolls of Christmas lights or just bright lights and put them right here.
Okay.
And be headlights. So she can be a deer and I can be the headlights. Pretty good.
Quite the couple costume.
Pretty good. I thought that was a pretty good idea. And Hunter's a creeper. Which doesn't mean what it used to mean. Turns out it's a Minecraft character.
Oh.
Whereas if you're an adult in the creeper costume, it's just a windowless van.
Okay.
Yeah. So slightly different connotations depending upon
so back in my day it was a trench coat with no pants and shoes.
Yeah. Old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. But now it's a Minecraft character. I was like, you could be Steve. He goes, no, Dad, you can be Steve. Which is true. I do have the beard for it, so I can pull it off.
There you go. Is that the Jack Black character?
Yeah.
Okay. I still haven't seen the movie. Nor have I played the game.
There's no reason for you to have seen it.
Yeah.
It is not your demographic.
Right.
You're not, unless you're sitting in your wife's classroom for a day or something.
Right.
That's
She's
maybe-
seen it, I think.
Yeah.
I know she's seen. Yeah, I think she went to the movies with her class and saw it.
It's it's one of those things where it's like the Minecraft movie was trying to be not a movie for little itty bitty kids.
Yeah.
Because there's a song in the movie where they slip in the line, quote, crispy as hell.
Oh.
And I'm like, so now you got a whole generation of kids like looking at their parents like, is it okay to say the hell word?
No.
And I'm like, that's how they were trying to like ingrain themselves to teenagers. It's like, nice try. This is a movie for 8-year-olds. Very much so.
That was their
Which, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it like thoroughly. There's some parts that aren't necessarily like.
Did you play the game?
No, I've never played. Not
Okay.
even.
I didn't know if you're familiar with the game.
I've never turned not a cup of dirt in Minecraft, but there's a whole run where like one of the characters is what's dang it, Jennifer Coolidge. Couldn't think of her name. So Jennifer Coolidge is one character, and she's gets into an accident with a guy from the Minecraft universe who just talks in these like bleep sounds.
Okay.
She takes him to dinner. Cut to the end of the movie. The guy, the person is voiced by Matt Berry, the British guy who you know from like IT Crowd.
Oh yeah, okay.
Places like that. What We Do in the Shadows. And he's very proper, but it's like all of the jokes that they tell are completely not for kids. They're not like, salacious or anything,
Right.
but they're obviously for adults.
Right. They
Like-
Shrek'd it.
The waiter comes over to the table and says, "Finished?" He goes, "No, I think he's Hungarian, but thanks anyways." Stuff like that. Jokes
Gotcha.
that clearly go over a kid's head, but for an adult who's sitting there like trying to tolerate it, you're like, okay, that one was for me.
I got a guffaw out of that.
Yeah. Got a good chuckle.
I have no desire to see it, but that'll seal the deal right
Mhm.
there. Is two movies I'm proud that I've not seen yet. That and the Barbie movie.
I have not also seen the bar, although I've gotten positive reviews from the Barbie movie from places that I never would have thought I would.
Yeah? Still
Like-
ain't going to see it.
Carletta's dad was a huge fan of the Barbie movie.
Okay.
Weirdly. I mean, it's again, I'm not the demo. I'm not the target demographic for a movie like that.
Nor am I.
But-
the other movie, and this one I've still got going, and I'm proud. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
I've never seen that one also.
And I will never will.
And again, that's
I'm going
one
to my
that's-
grave on that one.
That's one that's like not for, but at the same time, I've begrudgingly watched First Wives Club only because it was my wife's at the time's favorite movie.
I'm trying to think if I've seen that. I may have.
It's like, movies like that, movies like Fried Green Tomatoes, movies like Steel Magnolias. Yeah, I've seen them, but mostly just because
I've never seen Fried Green Tomatoes
an accessory
in its entirety. I've seen like little snippets of it. Like, unfortunately, I saw the hot tub scene with.
Oh, God.
And then there's like a parking lot.
Riding in Cars
road
with
rage
Boys is another one. That's
yeah.
another one of those that was like all
Is that like
the
Drew Barrymore or
yeah,
something?
all the girls that were like my age were like super into that movie. So
Yeah.
if you were gonna date, you were gonna probably watch a movie like this. So yeah, I've seen all those movies.
I took all my dates to see the movie Alive. About the Andes rugby
just to
team.
really let them know what they've got in store for them. You better learn to cook because shink shink I can.
If I liked him, I'd take him to Last of the Mohicans.
That's right.
That's a 3-hour movie.
Take him out to watch the movie Alive, and then take him out for roast leg of Dan.
That's right. Who's up for roast pork?
They do say I've heard it said that if a comparison was going to be made, human meat is the closest comparison to pork.
Well,
so
that's
there you go. If you ever wanted to know what
we are all pigs.
Man tastes like,
most of us are pigs.
It's just
that makes sense.
pork. Succulent Chinese meal. Succulent Chinese pork.
Although I watched a thing, one of Andrew Zimmern's bizarre food shows, and they did a whole thing about how the 90s pork the other white meat was a complete besmirching of the pork industry because there's so much pork that isn't white meat. It's more red meat.
I guess that's true. Yeah, there's a lot of red meat and pork.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
the other white.
We got Chaves County Manager Bill Williams patiently waiting for us in the other room, so we should get the hour.
It's been a heavy political morning.
Yes, well, yes, we of course got the candidate forum.
Mm-hmm.
We play that, but of course the New Mexico State Senate seat, District 33, is opened up, and so now they begin the process of replacing that seat. So he's got some updated information to get folks aware on that. Of course, note to self: if you are interested, you have to live in New Mexico Senate District 33 to.
Got it.
Just note to self, you got to live there first. Requirement 1.
That's the main thing.
Yes, but we'll have Bill join us here in just a few. Later on the hour, we'll get you up to date with news and all that stuff and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show.
Yes, indeed.
But first, a look at your weather. Enjoy today. Tomorrow will be different.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm today, but much cooler on Tuesday and Wednesday. We have cold front set to drop through. Sunny today, we're in the mid and upper 80s, upper 40s and clear for the overnight hours, and then a little windy on Tuesday, but it will be sunny. Mid 60s on the afternoon high, low to mid 60s, and sunny again on Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 49 degrees here in Roswell. Still feeling like sweater weather, but give it a couple hours, it will be t-shirt weather. Humidity is at 52%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour. Expect a high of 85 today under sunny skies. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, warm for now. Mostly clear with an overnight low of 50. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour, so the winds will start picking up after midnight here. And with that, bringing a cooler day tomorrow, a little breezy, sunny, and a high of only 63 tomorrow, so a 20-degree drop in temps overnight. Winds will be out of the north, 15 to 20, and as the day progresses, the winds will decrease 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, going to be chilly, clear, overnight low of 36. Winds out of the northeast at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, kind of a repeat of Tuesday with less wind. Sunny, highs near 60. North winds at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday night, another chilly one. Skies will be clear. Overnight low of 36. Thursday, we warm up into the 70s. And by the 70s, I mean 70. Sunny with a high of 70. Thursday night, clear. Overnight low of 39. Friday, mostly sunny and 75. And then Saturday, sunny and 76. We're back up into the low 80s by Sunday of next week. So a little chilly next couple days. Get you a little fall with a tickle of winter for that overnights there for the next couple days. All right, it is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 3-minute break. Then Chaves County Manager Bill Williams will join us on the other side. So don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Ready, set, hurry on down to Tate Branch Roswell, where we finish first. Experience the Tate Branch difference here at Tate Branch Roswell, where business is done the Tate Branch way with honesty and integrity to deliver an exceptional customer experience. We have a huge selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs that are priced to move and are backed with a lifetime powertrain warranty. It's all backed by friendly hometown customer service that puts you first every time. So don't wait. Head on down to Tate Branch Roswell right here at 2000 West 2nd Street and drive home happy today. Tate Branch Roswell. Come experience the world-class experience you have been waiting for.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 6,000 fellow Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success. That's what we're about.
No doubt about it, our favorite season is fall. Leaves fall, temperatures fall, and electric bills fall. Fall brings us the joy of mowing our lawn for the last time and the sadness of picking that last tomato. Here at Roswell Seed Company, we start to talk about pansies, broomweed, and the first freeze. Yeah, we can get downright giddy. This is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company, reminding you that fall is when Mother Nature starts to show off. Try not to miss any of it.
When you or a loved one need medical transport, Trans-Aero answers the call. Trans-Aero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas, ready to answer the call when every second counts. Trans-Aero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Flown for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air. Get scary good savings all month long at Roswell Hyundai. Get 2.99% APR or $249 a month for 36 months on 2025 Hyundai SEL Sport. Get 1.99% for up to 60 months on 2025 Hyundai Kona and 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe. And 0% on 2025 Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. And up to $10,000 off remaining 2024s. If high payments got you screaming like a demon, Roswell Hyundai can help. Quit howling at the moon and head for Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Chaves County Manager. It's not Friday.
It's not.
It's not Friday, but Bill Williams back with us this morning.
Thanks for having me and having me outside of my usual time. I really appreciate that.
Anytime we get a chance to talk with you folks, appreciate it. Of course, it is an unusual circumstance, although it's getting more usual nowadays. It
seems like it. And of course, what the deal is we had a state senator had to step down, he said, for health and family reasons, and he didn't go into whether it was his health or anything, but Nicholas Paul, District 33, which is mostly Otero and Lincoln County when you look at the population, but a small population in Chaves County.
We got a sliver.
Gets to weigh in on that particular district. So, so that's what the topic's about today, and of course, we have a lot of things going on in the county, so who knows? We may end up stretching out into other directions.
Yeah, but they've kind of set the table here for the timetable on selecting the new to fill the vacancy for the Senate seat here.
So what happens is when someone vacates a seat, it's up to the counties to present a name, send it forward to the governor. So if it's one county and Mike Winters comes in and says, I'd like to be the next representative, senator, whatever.
Sure.
And along with the other 87 people, and Mike, of course, rises to the top because that's the kind of guy he is.
That's right.
And the commissioners say, we're going to present Mike's name to the governor. The governor has no choice but to choose from that list. And if it's just within one county, then Mike's in.
Right.
Now, if it's 3 counties, and only Chaves County puts Mike forward, which is hard to believe. I understand. Everyone would certainly want to put Mike's name forward.
He's like hot air.
If all 3 counties put Mike's name forward again, then the governor would have no choice but to choose that particular name.
Sure.
But if Mike's name and another name or 2 names pop up, then the governor can choose between the names that are on the list.
So she does have to choose between the names given. She can't say,
she can't pick outside.
She can't go left field. And
she can't pick outside, but or whatever governor at whatever time. I mean, that's just the process.
The hypothetical.
The hypothetical. But
she or he or they.
No, they. It's going to be one or the other. I'm sorry, Mike. So anyway, that's kind of the process. So we have 3 counties. We have Otero, Lincoln, and Chaves are doing it. There was talk of having a group meeting at a alternate location, maybe in Ruidoso, so that all 3 commissions could have an open meeting.
And plus they have good selection of restaurants, which would be important to that.
That's always nice. But our chairman thought it was probably most appropriate to hold our particular meeting in our county. It's only 100 miles basically to where they would meet in Ruidoso, but he felt like even though there's not a large population here, it's mostly going to be Lincoln or yeah,
we don't have the biggest dog in this fight.
Yeah, we don't. But he did feel like that anyone who's interested in this should have the opportunity to,
Absolutely.
as easily as possible, get to their local commission chambers, and that's who they represent as Chavez.
Absolutely.
So our chairman chose to have our meeting separately.
Okay.
Otero and Otero and Lincoln. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong presidents this morning. Otero and Lincoln are going to have a joint meeting, but again, that's just over the mountain. It's not a huge distance or anything to get to.
Just gee whiz curious, because my geography on this one's a little fuzzy. Which county commissioner's district does the Senate 33 seat? What part of the county does, or which? Yeah, the part of the county that covers. Which county commissioner's district does that fall in? Do you know off the top of your head?
Probably mostly Commissioner Wade.
Okay. So I'm guessing of anybody, he's probably got a little more knowledge than people around here that may be interested in filling that position.
Might be interested. And let me give you the boundaries real quick. It's, of course, from the Lincoln County line coming into Chavez County. So if you follow the Hondo River, essentially, and this is not exact, and if you want the exact location, especially when it gets to the edge of the city of Roswell,
sure,
you need to go talk to the clerk or check your voter ID. It'll tell you if you're in that district. It essentially follows the Hondo River from the Lincoln County line into Chavez County, and when it intersects with West McGaffey, that's the point of it.
Okay.
And it comes down West McGaffey to, I would say, about Sycamore, jaunts up and jogs over 2 or 3 times, includes Brown Road, Lynette, Avenue A, B, C, D, probably some of the neighborhoods south of 380 and south of Enchanted Hills, I guess.
Okay.
Like I say, it's kind of hard in that area because it zigzags.
But there's more people than you would think in that.
It
that
zigzags
part of the
and
district.
jogs, yeah.
Okay.
And of course,
I was thinking it was going to be mostly rural land, but no, there's populated
and then
areas.
Straight down 380 to the county line again.
Okay.
Which means it picks up all of.
Okay. So there's a few more residents than I thought that would probably fall into that. I was thinking mostly just the dirt part of the county.
No, there are some population on the west side of town.
Sure.
And of course out west, we've got we don't have the clubhouse, but we've got the rest of the community out there now.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's more people than I'm thinking in here.
Yeah.
So, very good. So, but basically, November 5th, that's kind of the day that...
November the 5th is the day that the commissioners are going to meet. October the 31st, which is this Friday, is the deadline for people to submit their name to be considered for consideration.
So this is all treat, no trick. I don't know how you do it.
Request for consideration is the first part, and we tell them we need to know your name, address. That way the clerk can look all that up and make sure that this individual is actually eligible to be in that office.
And like you said, the bare minimum, you have to live within that district.
25 years of age.
25 years of age and registered to vote. Or does that not necessarily...
I don't know that that's necessarily it. You have to live in the district. I don't know that you actually have to be a registered voter at this time.
Okay.
So that's a good question. I probably should have come more prepared.
Okay. I thought maybe, but maybe I'm not. I just kind of assumed, but maybe not. I don't know.
But yeah, you have to live within the district to be considered. Of course, the commissioners in all 3 counties have a lot of background they have to look at on these people. Some people will send in nothing more than a cover letter that says, I would like to be considered for this position.
Okay.
And I live at XYZ, location. And I've had them as simple as that. I've had others that'll send in 25, 30 pages of recommendations, experience.
Are you guys looking for a resume here? Or are you looking for just to sign up?
We kind of leave it up to the individual.
Okay.
And of course, a lot of what they send in says a lot about them. If they send in a one page that says, or a paragraph that says, I'm Mike Winters and I live in the district.
Right.
I'd like to be the next guy. Doesn't say a whole lot about
Doesn't
you.
feel like
and
you
yes,
put his
you are
full
going
attention.
to get an opportunity to present for 3 to 5 minutes to the commission.
So I guess it's a strategy or tactic. You think, well, I will win them over on the dance floor.
Right.
And that's where I'm going to do it. Yeah.
So we kind of leave it up to them. Some like to have a very in-depth and detailed resume. Some just have kind of a quick cover letter outlining what their experience and expertise is, or their desire to do it is because of, I'm really passionate about this or that. And so that's kind of the process that it goes through.
My just personal opinion, maybe a little of both. You know,
Well,
don't overload them in the beginning, but you act like you've been in the room before, and then do what you got to do when you on the 5th.
But again, the main population in our county is the Buena Vista area and the west side of Roswell. So, there's quite a few people there that might want to be considered.
Absolutely.
But
I would gather that you have to be pretty well versed in all of the districts, which is a little because as you get into Otero and Lincoln County, some of their they're similar, but they got different issues and concerns in parts of Chavez County. So.
And of course, the commissioners, they're currently every county has been doing their due diligence. I've talked to both Lincoln and Otero, and I know our commissioners have done the same. They've talked to the management in those counties and asked, what do you guys represent? How do we best select the right person?
Sure.
And I've done that. I've talked a lot with the county managers in the other counties and some of their commissioners and what are the high points that you guys would like to see hit on in your county, because I need to relay that to our commissioners and say, these are the things of concern there. This is what they're about.
At the end of the day, we want to make this as smooth as possible. Yeah. And obviously if there's contention, we want it at this level, not at the state level.
Right.
So, so that kind of leads me to my kind of last question before we can talk other county business is once November 5th happens and Chavez County says this is our champion or this is who we decide, I'm assuming there'll be another powwow of all the counties.
No.
So how does that go from there?
No, each county will send a letter to the governor's office with a name on it that says, this is the person that we think.
I didn't know if there was going to be an attempt to say, all right, let's come among the name. Because
and there's a lot of outside influence and outside people trying to shape the direction this goes. Well, I don't want to say manipulate, because I think it's wise to try to make sure that the person
obviously want people that
is the right person for what the committees are that they're on and those sorts of things. But there have been people who thought all the commissioners should get together and pick a name and then go back to their counties and vote on that name. But that's not open and clear. And and that's one thing our commissioner and certainly Chairman Taylor, I'm really proud that he stood up and had people cuss him out and everything else because they didn't like that. He wants it to be an open process for the community so that everybody here sees what's going on and not done behind closed doors. I mean,
but I also can understand that they don't want to leave it in the governor's hands, the decision.
Well, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
But and of course, with the Open Meetings Act, our commissioners can't discuss this ahead of time. They have to do it all in a public forum, and they've done it. But certainly outside influencers or wannabe influencers have all tried that. They've tried to contact, and our commissioners are very open and available. When someone phones them or emails them, they're there to hear what people have to say, and they answer their phones. And so there have been those who have tried to call and set the stage, and which, you understand, if you're passionate about a job, you're going to talk to as many people as you can about getting that job. But at the same time, our commissioners don't talk, and the commissioners in Lincoln County can't talk together about it, or Otero.
So I guess maybe my question is, are we going to, like you said, if no one comes forward on their own, is the county going to do a hard push to say, no, we're going to send a representative here, or are we just going to say, we'll let the other counties?
We've already had some people request consideration.
So that's a moot point.
Yeah, they wouldn't. I can't imagine a scenario. Of course, the last couple of times we did this, it was literally with hours to spare to get a person to Santa Fe, because the session was, starting on Monday, and on Thursday we're appointing someone. They have to get to Santa Fe, get an apartment or whatever.
Yeah, this one's got a week or two
figure it all out.
Yeah.
This one, we've got a little bit of time to do it, so we will make that appointment, and it'll go up to Santa Fe, and the governor may sit on it. Who knows? I mean, that has happened in the past when it wasn't as urgent. She just waits to the last minute and then appoints that person. And that may be a strategy too. I don't know whether it's that or
all's fair in love and politics or whatever.
But yeah, so what will happen is we will meet. The request for consideration will close on Friday. I will make sure that I get a packet out to each of our commissioners with all the information provided to me by each of these individuals, so that each commissioner has the exact same thing. They can study that. Then we will come to our county commission meeting. And I do have one small piece of business. We're having a special meeting, and it's for the purpose of choosing this person. But I did have one thing that was kind of time sensitive that I kind of wanted to throw in there real quick.
Yes,
so we're going to have one agenda item, which will take 2 minutes, and then we'll get into the actual meat of the.
Okay.
So each individual will draw a number.
Okay.
I have them all listed in the order that their applications were received when I give that to the commissioners.
Okay.
But that's just because that's the order they sent their applications in. I have to give them a list of names, and rather than alphabetical or location or anything, it's easier just whoever.
1, 2, 3, who signed up
whoever's first.
Gotcha.
But when they get to the commission chambers, if there's 8 of them, they'll all draw a number, 1 through 8. And that's the order in which they'll speak to the commission. So first thing will happen is once we determine a quorum and all those housekeeping portions, the clerk will state whether or not each person is appropriately qualified based on location and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So then the commissioners will let each person in the order that they drew their number speak to them for about 3 to 5 minutes. And after they speak to them, then the commission has the option to ask additional questions of each or all of the candidates. Some commissioners like to say, okay, I'm going to ask this question to all of you. Some commissioners say, Mike, I'd like you to expand a little bit on this. This is your passion. Why? And so through this process, they kind of come up with an idea of who they'd like to have. When they feel comfortable with the exchange of questions and answers, the chairman will probably ask if there's a recommendation. And so someone will make a motion and, of course, a second, and then they'll do a roll call vote to determine if that person has been approved by the majority of our commission.
Gotcha.
And then I write a letter to the governor. I write a letter, the chairman signs it, and we send it off to the governor. And, of course, it's just a boilerplate. I mean, it's the same letter we use each time.
Sure.
But in previous times when other offices were open, we had just a flurry of people come in all at once. It was really fast-paced. This time it's been a lot slower-paced. And I think it's probably, again, like I say, because the session is a little ways off.
Sure.
And we actually have a little bit of breathing time to get it figured out. But
people can.
So that's the main thing. So if anyone is interested, please.
You got this week to get your application turned in.
Yeah.
Or request.
Name, address, whatever qualifications you have, in whatever format you'd like to send it to me. Send it to bill.williams@chaviscounty.gov. And that way I can assure that it gets to every commissioner. Some people like to send stuff directly to the commissioners, and that's your prerogative. Like I say, they always answer their phones and their emails. They
But if
look
you want
at
to
that
get to the
stuff.
official.
But if you want to be sure that every commissioner gets it, because you might end up only talking to 2 commissioners, and then the other 3 don't know who you are. So if you get it to me, I will assure that each commissioner has the full packet that was submitted by each person.
And there's no guarantee that commission gets it to you by that time to get it to everybody else. So that's what we're talking about.
That's true.
Not that the commissioner would intentionally not.
Well,
give it to you and all that,
it's not their
job.
You know, we're the administrators of the county,
Sure.
and so if you want the county to consider it, send it to the county administration.
Funnel it
We
through
will
the right
assure
hole.
that it goes the right
Absolutely.
direction.
But please, now, I guess by 5 p.m. Friday,
Yes, close business
on Friday. Here, and submit it either email. I guess, can they deliver it in person?
They can deliver it in
to your
person. They
office?
can mail it if they wanted, although, you know, from here to Lubbock and Lubbock to here, and, you know, you might, and plus you might get lost. Who knows?
Efficiency, of course, that fits right in for government work. So, see, I can do government work. I do the least efficient way to get it to you.
but yeah, if you want to hand deliver it, you know, and of course, if someone were to submit something on the website, the clerk's going to give it to me.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not the end of the world. But
Sure.
the preferred method is send it to bill.williams@chaviscounty.gov.
The least risky way to get
Yes.
it to where it needs to get to is getting it right to Bill's hands directly,
Right.
or his office's hands directly.
Yeah, that way I can assure, and I'm going to respond back. Anyone who has sent something to me, I have a letter that I sent to them telling them I received it, and you know, here's a list of
It's your
who.
receipt, basically.
Yes. So if you sent something to me and have not heard back, please contact me, because it's very crucial that we get all that
we don't wanna
before
make sure nothing
Friday,
on the-
so that
Yep.
no one is overlooked.
Yep.
But it's an interesting process, and it's a difficult decision for the commissioners. You know, there's always better candidates than others, and not that they're a bad person. It's just this one might fit the needs better.
Absolutely.
And so the cream always seems to rise to the top. And even when we had 8 or 10 people a couple of years ago, there was 2 or 3 that kind of rose to the top, and then they kind of fought it out
and
between
let's face
those.
it, any representative or senator that generally comes from this part of the state is going to be outmanned and outgunned when they get up there. So you kind of need some certain personality types to can navigate.
Yeah, personality types and certain topics are of great importance at this time, which they might not be a year from now. Who knows? So whoever gets appointed, they finish out the term of Senator Paul, and I believe that is 28.
So you got about 3 years left.
December of 28. Yes, because he just did one term, and
man, 25 is almost over. Believe it or not, so about 2 years left.
Yeah. So you'd finish out that term. At that point, you would have to run for re-election, but you would not be facing a re-election until.
And I highly recommend folks come out to the meeting even if you're not running for office per se or anything, but I see the process. Come watch it. Come see it. Particularly if you live in that area. I think to see some of that. I think.
Well, what I like about it is you find all these leaders that are, like, say, every person I think that has ever applied for one of the vacant positions, they all brought something to the table. And yeah, they might not have been the one that rose to the top 2 or 3 people that they really wanted to consider, but there were some real leaders,
absolutely,
that have come forth. When we did Senate seat over in Hobbs, we did a Senate seat here in Roswell, representative seat here in Roswell. And we've done this numerous times, and it's just really amazing to see the qualified candidates that are in our community.
Absolutely.
And you're a graduate of Leadership Roswell.
Absolutely.
One of the big things that Rick does is he tries to get everyone to consider whether or not they would be a fit for any kind of a public service, and usually after Leadership Roswell class finishes, there's 1 or 2 candidates come out of every class, and they start running for city council, county commission, state offices. And again,
I can tell you for a fact right now in our upcoming municipal election, there's some Leadership Roswell alum all through that. So, yeah.
But with that in mind, there are some real true leaders in our community, and when you see them pop forward, it's really a neat thing to see. And you know that they're there, and when the time is right or the correct position comes up, we've got a full bench to fill it. Just want to encourage those people that have those qualities to.
Well, this is how our town, our community gets better, is by getting involved and rolling up your sleeves and doing stuff. And let's face it, the state's got a lot of work that needs to be done, and we need to send representatives up there that do align with our values and stuff.
That understand what we need, and
know how to navigate up there to get to that.
Right,
stuff.
The custom and culture of southeastern New Mexico. A lot of areas in New Mexico are a lot like us, but there's a lot of areas in New Mexico that are not like us, and so we want to be sure that that we represent what our friends and neighbors need. And there's a whole bunch of people out here that can do it,
right?
And like you say, but have the understanding of how the process works, and that you can't just draw a line in the sand and say, no, we're not doing.
No,
sometimes you got to draw that line, but other times you got to talk to people and bring them to your side, and not just take them out back.
Kenny Rogers, the Gambler song, has full of advice there. You just got to know when to hold them, fold them, walk away, when to run, all the above. There.
All of that stuff. So.
But please, if you're interested, submit your applications or your desire to run here by 5 p.m. this Friday to Bill's office here, and then November 5th we will have the public hearing to decide who our representative will be to the governor.
Otero and Lincoln County will have their meeting on the 7th. They are having a joint meeting again. Like I say, they're a lot closer proximity to one another, and they felt they could do that efficiently.
Do you know off the top of your head if there's a place online they can go watch, like at their at the county's websites there that they have? You know if they have that kind of technology?
I know that they do. I just don't know what the website. But you can go to Otero County.
Sure, I'm sure people go. I just didn't know if
Lincoln County.
If they
and our meeting will be at 10 o'clock, actually. I don't think I mentioned the time. But
I don't think we did. 10
October the 5th, 10 a.m. And we did that because Otero is a distance away, Alamogordo, and we want to be sure they have adequate time to get here without, rushing, struggling.
Time to get a burrito and get to town.
Yeah.
Kind of thing,
And if you had a flat tire, want to be sure that, you don't have to leave at 2 a.m. just in case something happens. We want to make it reasonable for people to do that. And we do call it a request for consideration because it's not exactly a nomination. The county commission provides a name, says we want you to pick this person. It's not a nominating process.
Gotcha.
If all 3 counties put in the same name, or if it's only done by one county, we made the decision, here it is,
Gotcha.
and you make it official in your office, Mr. or Miss Governor, whatever.
Makes sense.
But when it's multiple counties, it's still not exactly a nomination. You have to choose from this list, but these are your choices. And so that's why we call it a request for consideration. So you're being considered by our county, and if you're successful, we'll send your name forward as Chaves County's choice.
Got it. So, but none of that will happen unless you turn in your desire to run by end of business this Friday.
That's correct.
Good deal.
That's correct.
We got a few more minutes here. Is there some other outside of our other county business? That we want to.
Yeah, not outside the county. But we've got stuff inside the county.
Inside the county, but outside the scope of this particular discussion.
There you go. No, we've got a lot of stuff happening, and as people have been driving around town, I'm sure they've noticed construction projects that the county's had going on for a while. We have the Cultural Plaza over behind, adjacent to the railroad tracks on 4th Street.
Kind of part of the downtown scene here.
Yeah, it's coming together really nicely. And Main Street Roswell, of course, brought a lot of the money to provide that area.
You guys freed up some of the infrastructure and
yeah, we had the infrastructure, plus we've also augmented the amounts because it seems like you never get quite enough to finish something in today's construction market. It's really difficult to get enough money to do anything, it seems like. And then change orders, you never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. And it's a benefit for both entities, Main Street and the county, obviously, with where it's at located.
That's one thing, our local leaders try to do is they do things that are good for the community. It's not like we're going to draw a line. This is the county's project, and this is the...
But it's a win-win for both on this
town's project, or the city's project, or this is something down the valley. But this is for our entire community, and the Cultural Plaza is designed as such. It'll have a stage where people can do presentations, or, for instance, if one of the dance clubs wanted to have their recital up there, I suppose they could do it.
Absolutely.
If someone's having an event and a place for the band to stand, how it is when we just had the jazz festival this weekend, and you have to kind of jury rig the courthouse steps for that. Maybe the stage in the new Cultural Plaza
would
be
something real neat with that switchback thing.
It's
I could see a candle thing up there. It'd be very beautiful.
Really nifty stuff. So that's coming along really quickly, and you've probably noticed that there's a water tower frame there, and the reason for that is we kept the theme of the park. That this project was transferred. They were going to build it at a previous location, and they already paid the engineers and architects to design it. And because it was adjacent to the railroad at the previous location and at this location, they gave it a railroad theme.
Makes sense.
And so they have a water tower there, and then the walking path around the grassy area by the stage and all that, it is reminiscent of cross ties on a railroad track. So you can kind of see some of that. We thought, well, there is no need, out of vanity or whatever, to change the design because, this is now ours. It's now county, so we're going to change it to something else.
Sure.
And so we kept the overall design, just had them augment the actual design to fit the different location.
And it kind of keeps the history of the area intact a little bit.
It was a great idea.
Yeah.
One of the things about history of the area, and I'm working on this currently, is I'm researching the wool warehouse, which was raised whenever they built the courthouse. That entire block was cleared off, with the exception of one building over on 5th Street by the railroad tracks. All of that was cleared off. All the buildings were torn down so that there'd be parking and everything for the new courthouse addition. This has been 20 years ago, a little over.
Just a minute ago.
So the wool warehouse, was a huge part of our community, and the history there of how many people raised sheep back turn of the century and into the 20s, 30s, even
this was a big sheep area before the shift there.
Even into my childhood, into the 70s. Of course, the numbers in the 70s were greatly reduced from what they were in the 20s and 30s and that time. But still, we had quite a number of sheep in the Pecos Valley. And so the wool warehouse, of course, they were doing business around the world. And when the train came through Roswell, it made it so much easier then to send those supplies out to the market. So we are going to create a plaque to remember that the wool warehouse existed on that location.
Okay.
There was talk of doing that whenever they tore all that stuff down for the courthouse, and it just never quite happened. But now with the tower there, the water tower, that seems like that might be a really good location, or the large wall that's going up all around.
Sure.
Rather
it
than
keeps in the theme of the area.
Yeah, rather than a monument. They were talking about putting a monument out in the middle of the field, and I think that's probably why it never happened, because it would be just kind of out there. And now that there's an actual location that we can put it, I think we'll end up having some sort of a descriptive plaque talking about how much the wool warehouse brought to our community over the years.
Family and stuff in the area, or people that personally work there, stuff that will be available for the dedication of that when that happens and stuff. And that'd be kind of cool.
Speaking of working there and that sort of thing, back in the 70s, one of the big events that we used to have in Roswell, we again had the jazz festival over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big deals was the dance that they would have at the wool warehouse every year. Willie Nelson played there one year. Red Steagall was there. But that was a great thing to go to the dance at the wool warehouse. The floors were polished and smooth with all that wool, cleaning and oiling that floor. That was a good dancing spot. But that was something from a few days ago also. Maybe I can put that on the plaque.
I think so.
Dances and who knows. But we're in the process of researching how that went. So that's one of our projects, the Cultural Plaza, and tying it to our community. And I think it's going to be a real nice addition to our area. The Public Health Department's coming along really nicely. It appears, and I knock on wood, I don't want anything to go south, but it appears they're ahead of schedule, which is unheard of in this day and age. We're always, extending the projects. But I was by there last week, and I was just really surprised at how quickly it's coming together, and it's looking really nice. It's going to be a wonderful facility for 50, 60 years of healthcare in our community.
Speaking of kind of in that thing, we had the extension office. They were on for their monthly visit last week, and of course they're right in the middle of moving as we speak. Literally, I think they were like after our show, they were literally going to the grocery store to get boxed. I'm kidding, but they were literally in the process of moving. Yeah. So.
Well, I've lived in the country for a long time, and I know when country people move, it usually involves stock trailers. So you clean it out as best possible. Your boxes may smell a little funny when you get there, but you're going to get it moved very efficiently.
I often bring pizza and beer, but they said, well, the county probably get mad if you did that. So,
well, you could bring pizza.
Yeah,
bring the pizza.
But there was but that's the official moving food, beer and pizza, right?
You do root beer and pizza. How's that?
There we go. A little sarsaparilla.
So anyway, we have a lot of those things happening. One of the things, of course, this is Walktober, and the trail around Chaves County is getting more use than I've ever seen. And of course, a lot of that's our county employees who are participating in the Walktober.
Sure.
But it seems that every day that I go by that trail, there's more people walking on it, more people utilizing the equipment that's the
good.
exercise equipment.
The weather's
along that
been
trail.
helping too.
The weather has been
nice. When the
pretty
weather's nice, people go outside. Yeah.
And so those are some projects that we've had going. Of course, we completed the bridge on West Brasher, which was an exciting thing for me. It's just a bridge, but knowing how that came into fruition, how the process worked, and that we finally completed it was a big deal.
The juice was sweet at the end because of the struggle it was to get it to where it is. So it kind of makes the victory a little sweeter taste. So
the low water crossing on the Burindo River on. If you turn down Burindo, that was taken care of last week. So they're doing some finishing up on that, but they actually have a real concrete crossing with culverts in it. It's not like it always has been, where if it floods, it just goes over the road, causes damage, and we go back and kind of try to fix it. Yeah. This is an actual long-term repair and commitment to that. So
can't wait till it rains again to try it out. Just kidding.
Well, I'm all for the rain. I'm just not for the flooding, associated flooding. So, but anyway, those are some of the things that we've got going, and it's been fun watching all these things going. It seems like the county's in a time of rebuilding. We'll go for a while and maintain, and then all of a sudden, we're building a lot of different things, and we're in that phase currently. So
it's kind of a lot of projects are now kind of years of talk and work are kind of coming to their big climax here now.
Well, we built the administrative center and remodeled the courthouse about 20 years ago. 10 years ago, we did a big remodel of the jail. Now we're doing the health department, the cooperative extension, the cultural plaza, other bridges and stuff out in the community. And we're hopeful that someday FEMA funds will come through and we've crossed enough T's and dotted enough I's that some of the other projects will get completed. And I know the city of Roswell's thinking the same way. I mean, they certainly have a lot to repair. So
just in time for the next flood, they'll show up. So sorry, I kid. Thank you, Bill, as always. And again, don't forget, get your if you're interested in that
Senate 33.
Senate 33. Please submit your desire to throw your hat in the ring by end of business Friday to Bill Williams' office here. And then November 5th will be
November the 5th, 10 a.m. at Chaves County, number 1 St. Mary's Place.
Yep, in the commission chambers.
Yeah.
I was going to say courthouse chambers, commission chambers. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. It's so far. Thank you, Bill, as always.
Thank you.
We'll see you here.
It's a pleasure to always come on here.
We'll see you here in a few weeks, I guess.
Yeah, it won't be long now. And we're early this month. Our commission meeting was moved up to the 13th so that we could canvass the election.
Second week, yeah. And Thanksgiving's right around the corner, which also helps. So,
but yeah, anytime you need an update, call me.
There you go. Will do.
Thank you.
I'm going to get a baseball scores one day. No, not that kind of update. All right, 8:56. Let's pause for local news, Chaves County sports update, and I think we can work in a Red Apple report before more news. Don't go away.
With your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Sorello. The pride of the Pecos Valley received a wonderful send-off on Friday as they departed to compete in the NMAA State Marching Contest in Rio Rancho. It was the first time that Artesia Band has competed at this level. In a message from band director Mr. Benton, the team did not advance to the finals, but he says they feel very blessed to have been given the chance to compete at such a high level. The band will perform at the final contest of the season in Las Cruces this coming weekend. If you've got what it takes, join the Artesia Fire Department. The next round of testing will be held December 6th. To get in on that round of testing, you do need to submit an application online. The link to the application can be found on the city's website or by visiting the City of Artesia Facebook page. And a public hearing is scheduled for November 10th, Artesia City Council meeting, for the council to hear public comment on a variance request. They will also see preliminary plans for the new housing development at the old Armory site. Anyone interested in commenting on the matter can attend the November 10th council meeting. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
The Roswell Coyotes took care of business on Friday night at the Wool Bowl by blowing out visiting Mayfield 52-21. Roswell moves to 6-3 on the season, 5-1 in district, and they'll close out the regular season campaign with a game against Goddard on Friday night. Goddard took a 7-0 lead over Artesia on the road with a Nate Vasquez 3-yard touchdown run, but Artesia storms back and ends up winning, not by a lot, but 24-14 was the final. Dexter beats Hot Springs by a lot, 41-14. NMMI beats back Ruidoso by a score of 35-26. And it was Gateway Christian cruising over Hagerman 64-12 8-man football. They'll play in the playoffs first round next week. Swell, says everybody involved. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
There's nothing more magical than 80,000 cubic feet of hot air flying overhead. Join us in Artesia, New Mexico for the 42nd annual Balloons and Tunes Festival, November 7th through the 9th. Friday kicks off with fun flights from local schools. Then Saturday and Sunday mornings, watch the skies fill with color as hot air balloons launch at dawn from Eagle Draw Park. Stick around for inflatable costume races, bounce houses, and even remote control balloons. Food and coffee trucks will keep you fueled for the fun. Saturday night, 5th and Texas comes alive at the Artesia Arts Council's Balloons, Bands, and Brews. With food trucks, local New Mexico brews, live music, and the Artesia High School Marching Band performing alongside balloon pilots in a fiery concert you won't forget. Admission is free, with only $10 entry into the beer garden. Plan your weekend getaway to Artesia, November 7th through the 9th for the Balloons and Tunes Festival. For more information, give us a call at 575-746-2744 or visit artesiachamber.com. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Jamaica is bracing for a most unwanted visitor, perhaps the most powerful hurricane the island has ever seen.
In the hours before Hurricane Melissa makes landfall in Jamaica, the authorities have issued evacuation orders for several areas, including the coastal town of Port Royal, and warned people to seek immediate shelter. The storm is expected to be one of the strongest to hit the island on record, with meteorologists warning of 225-kilometre-an-hour winds and up to a metre of rain being dumped on Jamaica in the coming days. The U.S. National Hurricane Center has said the storm could bring catastrophic flooding to some parts of the island.
The BBC's Will Grant says Melissa is a Category 5 hurricane, landfall expected tomorrow on Jamaica. No reports of injuries, but there is damage to homes and businesses. The wake of tornadoes raked parts of southern Mississippi over the weekend. Now in Japan, President Trump says he is looking forward to his meeting later today with the country's new prime minister.
I hear phenomenal things. She was a great ally and friend of Shinzo Abe, who was my friend, the former prime minister, and he was great. He was one of my best. He was one of the best, and the group, he was one of the best, really best. And I know they were very close.
After Japan, it's on to South Korea and the expected meeting with Chinese President Xi amid reports of progress on a U.S.-China trade agreement. The Russian saber rattling is growing louder. The Kremlin reports testing a new nuclear-capable cruise missile that it claims flew more than 8,000 miles. President Trump reminds the Russians that, in the president's words, we have a nuclear submarine, the greatest in the world, right off their shores. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 239 points. The Nasdaq ahead 358 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
To clean up voter rolls in 10 of the nation's states.
India's top polling body argues that this special revision is needed to avoid duplication and to delete the names of the dead. The main opposition Congress party described a recent verification exercise in Bihar state as vote theft after millions of valid names were left off the list. It accused the Election Commission of colluding with the governing Hindu nationalist BJP to help it win the elections in Bihar. The electoral authorities and the BJP have dismissed the allegations as baseless.
The BBC's Embarrassing Netirajan. Authorities have arrested 2 suspects in connection with the theft of crown jewels from Paris's Louvre Museum. The arrest announced yesterday, 1 week after that daring daytime heist. News and analysis at townhall.com. The Department of Justice announced that it will monitor polling sites in 6 jurisdictions ahead of the upcoming November 4th, 2025 general election to ensure transparency, ballot security, and compliance with federal law.
Through the Civil Rights Division, the Justice Department enforces federal voting rights laws that protect the rights of all eligible citizens to access the ballot. The department regularly deploys its staff to monitor for compliance with federal civil rights laws in elections in communities across the country. Attorney General Pam Bondi says, quote, "We will commit the resources necessary to ensure the American people get the fair, free, and transparent elections they deserve." The division will deploy civil rights personnel who will coordinate with U.S. attorneys' offices. Bernie Bennett in Washington.
A 24-year-old Honduran man struck and killed by a vehicle on a Virginia highway. It happened while he was fleeing federal immigration agents. More on these stories, townhall.com.
in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
Feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The sound of listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Crazy inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yes, welcome to it. Soak it in. It always goes down smooth. Nice skulls you got there.
Thank you. For my Dia de los Muertos skulls.
Some nice bones you got there.
Those are, get these on Saturday, November 1st at the library. They're doing their Dia de los Muertos event beginning at 10 a.m. So you can get your own sugar skulls. And
I prefer the
projects.
one where an older gentleman, an older bearded gentleman teaches me how to build a skull from 2x4s and plain nails. It's Bob Villa de los Muertos.
Bob Is he still around?
I
can you
think
watch
so.
Bob Villa things?
Well, they still have This Old House remastered on PBS.
But that's from 20 years ago, back to the old show, or is it new ones?
Now here's the thing. Was he always working on the same old house? Because it was This Old House, right?
I think. Yeah, I think it was the same house.
It was like he was basically building the house. Let's see. Bob Villa. He's 79 years old and so yes, he's still with us.
He's only 79?
79, yeah.
Thought he was older.
That's not him now, surely. He still looks fantastic
Well, he was always he's an active dude.
He still looks his age, but
yeah. It looks like him, but with white hair.
But with white hair, exactly. Yeah. Then again, if you spend all your time in working on duct work and building sides of houses, it's bound to keep you young.
But you're on it. How much did Bob Villa really do?
He
was there and he talked about the thing.
Yeah, that is
did
true.
He do the thing?
He always did just walk in the room, explain what he was gonna do, and then walk out. And you got a fun montage of
and to be honest,
music.
that's always been the running joke with Tool Time, because in essence that was kind of a Tim Allen and what's his name? The character from Tool Time.
Oh, Al.
Al.
Yeah, sorry.
Al was always that was always This Old House. That was the.
Well, if you go back and watch the episode, the shows or the show, there was a rivalry between him and Bob Villa for the run of the series.
Yeah.
Because they were both, that pair thing.
But in the full scope of things, Tool Time is kind of a spoof of This Old House.
Right.
In that Bob Villa's like Tim, and then he shows in for the thing. But when it comes to the actual work, Al's doing all the work, a la Bob Villa's assistant. I can't remember his name right now either. I keep wanting to call him Al. You wanted to call him Al 30 years ago. He's not Al.
Right.
But he, you know what I mean? That's to me, that's the same thing. It's just the parody version of
the joke. They had a joke on The Simpsons about Bob Villa. It was like a Bob Villa do your own bathroom repair or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's by now you've probably found the flange work. He's like, well, hold on. And then the video's like, good. So now what you want to do? He's like, wait. Homer's like, wait. And finally he just stops the tape, pulls it out and throws it. It's like, I can't keep up. It's the problem with those. You always, and it's the same thing that we deal with, today with YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Is if you've ever tried to watch a YouTube video to do a thing, like a repair on your car or the house, you have to like be ready with at the pause to be like, because they're going to go through the steps, boom, 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 boom. So you got to be ready to like pause it, then do the step, and it takes you like 45 minutes. And for them, it was like 20 seconds through the power of the magic of editing. They were able to take out all the stuff, the curse words.
The ones I always do are the ones that I've experienced with are the ones where you build like furniture, like a desk or some vanity from and someone also had problems, and there's a YouTube video. Like Kim's little makeup desk that we have in her bedroom, that Kim and I built, all YouTube video we were watching, and the especially the lights, the LED light thing and all that, getting it all to work as advertised. That was the part we need to watch the video.
It always looks so much easier in the video.
It did.
I will say the one time that like I was doing that more than any other time was when I was keto and I was having to like follow recipes. So I'd always have my phone here, and I'm pretty sure that my children learned most of the curse words that they know from my time as when I was doing keto, because it would always be like watch a 10-second section of video and then like drop a pan of something, out loud scream the S word, then go pick that up and find another thing. And then like it took me like 20 minutes to complete the one step that they completed in this 13 seconds of video.
Right.
And it's just like, that was so very frustrating.
Well, it's funny. It's funny to this day, like, my wife and I, this was earlier in our marriage, back when we lived, if you remember on Cedar, when we lived on that house on Cedar, this would have been,
04?
04-ish time frame. Yeah, so about 20 years ago. My wife, and so 04, that would probably put us about 5 years into marriage here at that point.
Okay.
So relatively newlywed. I got my first grill.
Ooh.
Like and it was all in parts. And I remember trying to put it together, and literally half the grill ended up in the backyard. I chucked it. And I was mad. But because of that experience, I have yet to ever build a grill again.
Really?
My wife has other grills since then had it put together. She's like, I will not put you through that, because I got it as a birthday gift.
Right.
And I was like, why the hell? And I'm spending my whole birthday building this stupid grill. And I had like the one Allen head wrench, and that was supposed to be all I needed, and it absolutely was useless. And oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. Like when people are like, why would you pay to have it's called peace of mind.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to keep my sanity here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep myself from wanting to murder my friends and family.
Yeah.
So let's hire somebody to put together this armoire.
My most proud work, where I did not go off the rails and it turned out pretty good, we still have it in our house.
Ooh.
The armoire, you said armoire, the armoire in our guest bedroom.
Nice.
That we keep the TV on and all that stuff. That was a Wayfarer jobber that we got back when I think lived at Cedar.
Oh, wow.
Or was it at the apartment? That may have been apartment.
Okay.
When we lived over, we used to be the Ramada Inn over by Champion Motorsports and all over there.
Now it's the Rest Inn, I think.
Yeah. That was, there was a pine. It's a solid armoire, but I had to build it because it's Wayfarer. And to this day, we still own that. It's in our guest bedroom.
That's crazy. Did it come with the kid?
Yes.
Or did they just like send him or her separately?
And it came in the thing. You added water.
Right. You got to feed it, obviously.
Cat got into it, and so we lost the sea monkey kid, but we got the armoire.
But you get the armoire. That's really all that matters. Those kids aren't built to last, honestly. They don't make them like they used to.
Nope.
Yeah, I did that once with a dresser. I got it, and we were making pretty good progress. I was actually pretty proud of myself and my kid's mom as a team. We were doing it. And then I got to a certain point where I realized I'm putting this together backwards. So now we have to deconstruct and reconstruct. And boy, was that a turning point for the relationship, I feel.
It's always those panels. You didn't line up the holes you thought you did. It's like, that's on the outside. It needs to, no. I got to tear this down to go flip that.
Right.
Yep. Been there, done that. Got that T-shirt.
Go back 2 pages. We're gonna have to start doing this manual in reverse.
Well, and I know why. Our guest is in here, right?
I haven't heard anybody yet.
Okay. But and this is why, because no one looks like it. Because you get that one big sheet of the map of how to build this thing, and it's always basically an entire picture of the assembled product,
right,
deconstructed with pictures of all the screws and then these lines to where it goes. And
now,
you're like, I can't follow this line.
Here's the thing:
is this screw H or screw J? I'm not sure which one it is.
And this is my problem with instructions in general.
Yeah,
is I have a hard time figuring out the pictures, but I have a real hard time figuring out instructions when they're like, insert the A flank into B column C.
Right.
If C column's not available, find 2 D12 screws. It's like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
What?
Now, weirdly enough, though, I was pretty good at building models as a kid.
Really? Yeah.
Like the little
a lot of those were
models.
A lot of those were pretty like self-explanatory.
Yeah, but
kinda.
they were in that same vein. When you, as far as the instructions to put them together, was like, insert just exactly like you said, and then it's this big one sheet of tires and little various parts that are all the same colors, and so it's very much that way. It's just tiny version, and there's glue involved.
Right. I feel the same way about Lego instructions, because the way they do it is they show steps in the process of it being built, but then you got to figure out, okay, so I got to build this wall and this wall and this wall, and then I am on that step. But they're because they're universal, and I understand that Lego is a universal, the world over play system, so you want to make it as universal as possible.
Sure.
But man, those instructions are frustrating.
To be honest, I just got to thinking when you're telling me this. I played Legos a lot as a kid.
Lego.
Played with Legos.
Lego.
Well, if I had a bunch of Lego, I'm calling them Legos.
Oh, plural is Lego. Anyways, you played with a lot of them as a child.
I have yet in my entire life ever built a kit.
Same. The very same.
I've never bought, in concept, I'm like, yeah, that looks interesting. I've never bought one and assembled one.
Because you're like, well, these are a bunch of cool parts. I'm going to play with this with my mind and create my own thing. That's sort of what I've always done with them. There was one time I bought it was a box kit, and it was it wasn't even Lego. It was like an off-brand Playmobil or something, but there was a character on an episode of Rick and Morty named Anson My Eyes Johnson, and it was a little kit that was Anson My Eyes Johnson, and I put together, and it was literally just like this big, and I did put that together by the kit, but within about a day and a half, it was broken up into pieces, and I just had the character, just Anson My Eyes Johnson, just sitting up on my console, because I forget the rest of it.
Yeah, I've never got one, built one, it was just, I got a big old thing of Lego.
A container, and then let your mind create.
Yeah.
You just
like Lincoln
go
Log.
from there.
And Lincoln Logs are plural. There's no such thing as a Lincoln Log. That's a problem, not a toy.
I believe, and I don't know this for a fact, but I believe that if you put a Lego brick wall up against a regular brick wall, I feel like it could hold up pretty solidly. I feel like if you adhere them to get the pieces together, I think that you could solidly use Lego as construction equipment.
Maybe. Have you seen
it would take you a lot longer to build a house, but I think you could do it.
Speaking of that, I know we're jumping subjects, but it just reminded me of another thing I saw yesterday that I got fascinated watching the video for no reason. 3D printed built houses.
Oh yeah. No, they're the prefab
they use that pour concrete thing and they just round around, next thing you got a house. That looks cool.
It's like a big a 3D printer, but it's like a giant robot arm, and it's just laying layers of concrete.
I think it's concrete. It looks like
concrete. And different stucco and stuff.
Yeah.
And it will construct a house. I've seen them do it.
I'd be very curious at the durability and the insulation factor. And
I think that all comes down to the construction materials. I imagine there's probably some work after the fact. You have to put in insulation and maybe install some.
Because I imagine it's
secondary
very
walls.
Inexpensive to build one of these houses. By comparison.
Yeah, it's basically like you're just paying for the filament essentially.
And to be honest, this is that. I'm surprised it hasn't started the "you're taking my job" thing. Because think about it, if these 3D printer things start replacing construction,
right?
That's a whole industry of workers that
It
aren't
is,
needed.
but also it's one of those things that requires a whole different set of skill. Like you need engineers, you need people who can run the AutoCAD.
Okay, they sit in a computer in a room, and then you got one guy running that crane 3D
You still
printer
need
thing.
foremen. You still need people who are going to be on site.
But it's not nearly as much as a
It's
whole
probably
building crew.
It probably knocks down a couple of people.
I would think in theory you could build a house with one man with that thing.
Yeah, but the technology's still a ways off for us to do
but I'm
that
just
to
saying.
scale. Yes, I mean you could set up the thing to do a model home
Yeah.
for sure, but to do it at scale for to build like a neighborhood to
Yeah.
build out, that still requires a lot of work, a lot of manpower.
Hey, you might want to send that text now, Giles. Otherwise, I might play something. Okay, is she on her way or? Oh, so no go. Okay, so let us conjure up another interview.
There you go.
So let's do this. It is 9:20. I would like to know I did not forget this time. I'd like credit for that, and I'd like
just most of the time.
I know most of the time I do. I want a gold star today.
Hey,
I want a gold star.
That's right. I'll go get you that sticker that says "grape job" and it smells like grapes.
I want to add a boy. I want a gold star on my chart, please, to put on the fridge. Thank you.
I'll go get you a tasty cake.
I want credit where credit's due. I take a lot of heat. I want credit. All right, let's do this. It's 9:21. Let's pause for weather and a quick commercial break, and then I will pick an interview for us to play here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm today, but much cooler on Tuesday and Wednesday. We have cold front set to drop through. Sunny today, we're in the mid and upper 80s, upper 40s and clear for the overnight hours, and then a little windy on Tuesday, but it will be sunny. Mid 60s on the afternoon high, low to mid 60s, and sunny again on Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Fall means Graves Farm and Garden is open and ready to help you stock up on fresh, locally grown produce, including squash, zucchini, watermelons, and of course, fresh roasted green chili, from mild to extra hot. The pumpkin patch is open and ready for you to pick your own pumpkins, and there's pumpkin rides each weekend in October. Plus, Graves has a variety of hay as well as oak firewood with delivery available. Open 8:30 to 5 Monday through Saturday, 1 to 5 on Sunday, just 6 miles south of Roswell on the Old Dexter Highway. Follow the signs to Graves Farm and Garden, where fall time gets its flavor.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
October is here, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. Roswell Honda has teamed up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to donate $50 from every vehicle sold. Get 4.99% APR for 48 months on 2025 Honda Civic, 3.49% for 60 months on 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid, or lock in 2.99% for 60 months on 2025 Honda Accord. Great deals for a great cause. Paint Roswell Honda pink all month long at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 6,000 fellow Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU Student Success. That's what we're about.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:24. And so, Carrie couldn't make it here this morning from the Health Council. So we're going to play our interview we had on Friday Diana Bernal joined us from the Roswell Public Library for a quick interview to chit-chat about Dia de los Muertos, which is this Saturday at the Roswell Public Library from beginning at 10 a.m. They're going to have activities, arts and crafts, goodies, the whole meaning behind Dia de los Muertos, the honoring of loved ones that have passed, and that whole thing. So they're encouraging folks to bring their pictures and things to for their own personal Dia de los Muertos and all that. So we had a great conversation with Diana talking about that. So here for your listening pleasure is Diana Bernal with the Roswell Public Library. Enjoy. Joining us from the Roswell Public Library, Diana Bernal is back with us. Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Mike Winters.
Joining us from the Roswell Public Library, Diana Bernal is back with us. Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Lots going
on throughout rest of October and into November. Doing good. Well, it's an exciting time at the library. Of course, lots going on throughout rest of October and into November at the Roswell Public Library. If you have not done so already, you need to pick up one of these calendars. That they got on one page, you got the rest of this month, and then you got all the next month on the other side here. There is one on the website. If you go to the city's website, roswell-nm.gov, and then you click the library tab, you can find this on there too. But if you want a paper one, you just get one at the front desk and put it on your fridge there. But we really want to invite people out to next Saturday's big event.
Or Saturday, November 1st.
Yes.
Saturday, November 1st, we're going to have Dia de los Muertos.
Yes, and it'll be right after the trick-or-treating on Friday night with Halloween, so you can come Saturday morning, beginning about 10 a.m. to the library, and celebrate Dia de los Muertos and learn all about the beautiful customs, traditions. You get to make crafts. You're going to get special treats to participate in and be a part of. It's going to be a fun morning.
It's going to be a very busy morning. And as you see, we have a short schedule from 10 to 12:30.
Okay.
So try to be on time so you can have the opportunity to take from every spot they're going to visit.
Yeah.
We're going to have different sites. Like, for instance, once they enter to the library, we're going to have the traditional blessing.
Okay.
Those ones that have the loved ones.
Gotcha.
Please bring your picture, and they're going to receive a blessing. But as a courtesy, we're going to give a monarch butterfly.
Okay.
And it's a magnet butterfly that they can attach to any place. I mean,
so you can stick it wherever it's important to you.
It is. It is.
Okay.
And they
That's
can
a
use
metal,
it,
of course.
Some people they take. They like to have monarch butterflies in relation for that special event.
Is that kind of a symbol that's common?
It's symbol because monarch butterflies comes from the center of Mexico.
Okay.
According to during that period, a month of October, they immigrate and they travel back to Canada.
Okay, so that's kind of where in that time of the year, that's where that's usually the part of the world they're in. Okay.
It is, and they immigrate and they immigrate in there.
And
they because of the weather at that center of Mexico, that's where they usually appears. And for some reason, they connected to Dia de los Muertos. Some of the people,
makes sense.
And decorate a part of the altar.
Well, and the beauty of, for folks who don't know the lifespan of a monarch butterfly, some of these butterflies, their whole life is just to get the herd from point A to point B. So the ones that are there in Mexico, they're only going to go part of the way. They're going to pass and move on as the next generation goes and keeps making the trek north here. So it almost is very poetic. That kind of goes with Dia de los Muertos because that's the life of a monarch butterfly too.
Yes, actually, I have this tradition to write a poem every year during Dia de los Muertos, and I provide it to people, to patrons around the library. And last year was about the monarch butterfly.
That's cool.
One of this day I will share it to you. Unfortunately, it's in Spanish, but I will try to make an adaptation to English, and I will provide you one.
Absolutely. And then, you know what? Maybe use this as a way to pick up a little Spanish or vice versa. Maybe Spanish pick a little English up, too.
I have some patrons, they say, you know what, no matter what, but I understand few words and poetry, it's kind of like a tune.
It's a universal language.
Yes, it is. Well, let's keep moving on. Okay, right on the lobby at the entrance, we're going to have the Spanish Chamber providing a delicious pan de muerto and
Okay.
aguas frescas
Ah.
as a courtesy. So some people may like, especially elderly people, they just like to stop by for the blessing.
Sure.
And they can enjoy that. The pan de muerto right after the
have a little
Yes,
little eating, a little visiting and chit chatting and things like that.
Well, and
so
we can talk about it. But we have things for everyone, for all ages, no
from
matter
young
what.
from
for
young
ones.
to young at heart.
Yes, once you go inside the library, everything's going to start. We're going to start right away with the El Folclórico, Ballet Folclórico, Así se baila.
Ah.
They do an amazing performance. Like last year, they were dancing with some candles on the top.
Oh,
2
wow.
years ago.
Okay.
But it was not a real candle, obviously, not at the library.
The fire marshal, just we don't want to get them.
They
No
were
actual fires.
They disagree, definitely. But the balance, how can they coordinate and dance and have something on their head? It's amazing. And
Plus, they have the big flowing dresses, and it's the folklorico dancing is one of the most prettiest visual dances I think humans ever do. It's just between the dresses and the movements and what they do. It's you don't have to know or understand a thing about it to appreciate the beauty that it has. So
no, not at all. And I follow them because every time I see the rehearsal, every time I see them dancing, impressed, and they come up with new ideas, with new stuff. They have a recital twice a year, I think, if not at least once a year. Don't hesitate to stop and see what they do and how they welcome people. It's another word.
And if you get a chance on November 1st, talk to them and they will tell you they'd be happy to tell you some of the history and the purpose behind some of the dances they're doing. Because yes, the pageantry and the beauty is all, but it's very ceremonial. It's like Dia de los Muertos. It's steeped in tradition and steeped in culture. So
and I'm seeing little ones, youngest as 3 years old, dancing, and they do well. So they welcome anyone on a folklorico Así se baila. I even seen ladies for even grandparents dancing as well. So don't hesitate, stop by, look at them, see them dance, and like you say, ask
join
them,
in.
join them. Maybe you're going to end up dancing for the following year.
You could be a folklorico dancer yourself.
Yes,
you never know.
It is. And right at that, on the same spot where we call the young adults, they're going to make ceramic, what we call plaster skulls.
Okay.
They can paint in them there, and they can make bracelets as well.
Okay.
So if you have teens, they're more than welcome, especially teens, they love bracelets, so they can stop by right after the dance, and they can continue.
And those will last a little longer than the sugar skulls because, those are gone. Well, now you have something that lasts, a keepsake that lasts a little longer than those. But getting that same flavor and meaning behind it. So, yeah.
It is. And some of them, they can use it for part of the altar as well.
Sure.
The decoration. And the best thing, you don't have to use paint, so you don't have to worry about how long it's going to take to dry. We're going to use markers and colors as well. And it still
so you can
looks
put
the same.
Put it in your purse or
pretty.
pocket afterwards and not worry about it.
Yes, sir. And then right next across the corner, we're going to have what we call the maker space. They're going to make beautiful handbands.
Okay.
And paper flowers and papel picado.
Oh, very good.
And they're going to be wonderful co-workers explaining how to make them, and doesn't take that long to make them, believe me. And they're going to walk out with their beautiful headbands wearing, especially those little ones, the little girls that love to have something on their hair.
Oh, absolutely.
And
what girl doesn't want to look pretty?
Indeed. But in the same area of the adult section, we have on the Spanish area the altar, and this time we honor Frida Kahlo.
Okay.
Her personal life.
That's who this year the library universally across the state are on. Is it the same person, or is it just here in the Roswell location?
Frida Kahlo, it's world.
All the universities. Kind of the libraries pick a different person to honor. And this one's universal. So when the library in Farmington is also celebrating this. But that's what I was trying
Sometimes we have someone from the community. And in addition, we have someone part of the culture to learn a little bit more. In this occasion, we have just about Frida Kahlo because actually our whole exhibition that we have an area that we call the glass area with the exhibition.
Okay.
And we have all the information about her that you maybe never hear about.
Learn about her life and her experiences.
And we even give us some ideas of the, like what we call the Casa Azul. We have pictures, and you can ask about us, where it's located.
Okay.
That is now considered as a museum.
So you can go and visit some of these places.
Sometimes, and we have right there where we have a Frida Kahlo ofrenda.
Okay.
The meaning of each item that we have in there in the ofrenda.
Okay.
And we have a guest. The guest is from the cemetery, Ruben Esquivel. He's going to give some information. Also, in addition, he's going to give them more things about the cemetery pamphlets.
Okay.
You never know that you need additional information that you don't have the time to visit and to ask for it. And
just have it handy in case you need it later down the road there too. Well, is there any biographies or books about this person that if people want to do some more reading, or maybe the library can check out? Or
Indeed.
Good deal.
And actually, my friend Priscilla, she says she was concerned to have some books on stand.
Okay.
So they can see the display, some examples, some ideas,
deal.
and they can ask them. Don't hesitate to ask them for
Good deal.
Frida Kahlo's books as well.
Perfect.
And this, even on the children's area, we have more books of Frida Kahlo.
To learn about her history. So if you want to start there in case, if you're trying to get a general background, if you don't know, I don't care if you're an adult or a child, start with the children's book, and that'll give you a good background, and then you can delve into something more age appropriate.
And it surprised you, like most adults that like to see the children's books. It seems the kind of language is simple to understand, and for some reason that's easy to remember all these biographies.
It resonates in your brain a little better.
It is. And talking about the exhibition that I was telling you before, right next to the exhibition, stop by, see things that you never heard of her, and also some other pictures as the example, but a beautiful basket of a Catrinita doll. And that basket has more than just the doll. It has a beautiful mug made in Mexico. And it has a beautiful Frida Kahlo coin purse.
Okay.
And that is original from Chiapas or Oaxaca.
Okay.
From south of Mexico.
So some real keepsakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff come from Mexico, made with artisan hands.
Yeah.
A beautiful pen that it has a whole altar in so small scale on the top, made with hands.
Oh, neat.
This is a beautiful thing that's a young girl from long time ago was my student. She made that on her own hands, and it was a donation for her. And there are more stuff in that. They had to stop by and see all the details.
A few surprises. So learn for yourself as you come here.
But in order to win that basket, you have to fill out a ticket at the library.
Good deal. So come by and be there. Now, so go ahead and mark on your calendars. It is 1 week from tomorrow, next Saturday, November 1st. Beginning at 10 a.m. at the Roswell Public Library. It'll wrap up at 12:30. Please get there as close to 10 as possible so you have enough time to visit all the stations and participate in all the activities. But if you come a little late, no worries. Come dive right in, and we'll do as much as you can while we got you. So.
We're going to try to give you something every spot that you stop. And if you feel that, like, for instance, we're going to have on the children area the face painting.
Mm-hmm.
If you see the line is kind of long, well, you can stop by the bundle room where we're going to have sugar skulls to decorate. And also the cookie skull.
So you got things to occupy time, or then the line dies down, you can move over to that one.
And while you can do the scavenger hunt, is going to have a little fans to give away.
Okay.
And little sugar skull stickers.
Okay.
So every spot will have something. And we have, in this occasion, a young girl. Her name is Leslie Martinez.
Okay.
She sings so beautiful. And remember the name. You're going to start hearing about her more often in our community.
Okay.
A strong voice. But I don't want to forget that we have a beautiful, beautiful teen, Miss Teen, which is, her name is Malaya Juarez.
Oh, yeah, Miss Teen Roswell, yeah.
Yes, Miss Teen Roswell is going to be welcoming everyone at the Roswell
She's a
Public
bright
Library.
young woman that is very community driven, and if you never had a chance to meet her, then come out Saturday and talk to her. She's a very inspirational young woman, and I imagine, like you said, we're going to hear more about her. I got a feeling we'll hear more about her.
Don't hesitate to stop her. Maybe you have young ones, they're interested to come into the beauty contest. She can give you, by her experience, information, and she can give you also advices as well. She's a wonderful volunteer.
Absolutely.
People don't know that she volunteers so much, and we have some volunteers that behind or stand that you never hear their names, but don't hesitate. Stop by, ask for them, thank them, because
Absolutely.
all this work, it wouldn't be done because our co-workers, our volunteers, and our community as well. I hope that everybody they mark the calendar.
Please
stop
come out.
by and
I'll
take
keep
the
reminding you all next week too to get out there and have a lot of fun. So don't be up too late trick or treating, so you can get a good night's rest to be at the library bright and early, 10 a.m. Saturday morning there. So, did we get it all, Diana?
I think that's what we have. It will be November 1st from 10 to 12:30, and don't worry.
And don't hesitate to, if you have any questions or anything, you can call the library. Follow the Roswell Public Library on Facebook or Instagram. There's information at both of those locations as well, too. And, of course, you can, go to the website, the City of Roswell's website, and click on the library tab and get information there, too. So, good deal. Diana, thank you very much, and I know you got an event to plan, so you got to get back to the library here. So we appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Okay?
See you next time. Thank you.
Have a great weekend
as well.
Don't eat too much. I know it's holidays coming up. There's gonna be a lot of food opportunity.
I know.
Thank you, Diana.
You're welcome.
On Friday, as they departed to compete in the NMAA State Marching Contest in Rio Rancho, it was the first time that Artesia Band has competed at this level. In a message from band director Mr. Benton, the team did not advance to the finals, but he says they feel very blessed to have been given the chance to compete at such a high level. The band will perform at the final contest of the season in Las Cruces this coming weekend. If you've got what it takes, join the Artesia Fire Department. The next round of testing will be held December 6th. To get in on that round of testing, you do need to submit an application online. The link to the application can be found on the city's website or by visiting the City of Artesia Facebook page. And a public hearing is scheduled for November 10th, Artesia City Council meeting, for the council to hear public comment on a variance request. They will also see preliminary plans for the new housing development at the old Armory site. Anyone interested in commenting on the matter can attend the November 10th council meeting. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
It's not even about Republican or Democrat. It's about basic, simple, common sense. Another one with the transgender issue and, the right of men to play women's sports and be in women's locker rooms. I mean, this kind of madness. And the same thing I'm telling you in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I am telling you, Abigail Spanberger is bad news. Now, what's fascinating in both races is the DNC is panicked. They're throwing hundreds of millions of last-minute dollars into both races. That means their internal polling shows exactly what Matt Towery and Robert Cahaly had picked up. And that is their poll has New Jersey a 1-point race.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
There's a reason I'm so proud of our partnership with Pure Talk, my wireless company, a veteran-owned company, because they don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk when it comes to supporting our vets. It's a veteran-owned company. This month, Pure Talk is choosing to support Canines for Warriors. Now, this is an incredible organization that rescues and trains dogs, pairs them with veterans that are struggling, for example, with PTSD. Canines for Warriors gives these heroes a purpose. It gives them companionship and healing. That's exactly why Pure Talk, a veteran-led company, supports them. Now choose a wireless company that shares your values. Remember, you're going to get unlimited talk and text and plenty of data, $25 a month. Average family saves over $1,000 a year. You get the exact same service as the big carriers, same cell tower, same 5G network. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, and make the switch. Pound 250, keyword save now, switch today to America's wireless company, Pure Talk.
With the Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. The boys suffered a 44-24 Bronco beatdown in Denver yesterday. Autopsy results after this.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine. Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
A true Dallas Cowboys fan is there for the journey and the destination. This is the season to make your journey count by flying through McAllen International Airport, the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you're flying down for McAllen's award-winning fall and holiday festivals, or you're a South Texas fan flying up to cheer the Cowboys on, make your journey as satisfying as your destination at the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. McAllen International Airport. Above, beyond. At McAllenAirport.com.
A relentless Bronco pass rush and dominating defense suffocated Dallas yesterday as Dak threw 2 picks and no touchdowns in their lopsided 44-24 loss in Denver, another road mishap for the boys. Pass protectors were overwhelmed and there was nowhere to run, with the only Dallas touchdowns coming on 2 Javonte Williams 1-yard scores and a garbage time pass from Joe Milton to Jalen Tolbert. Post-game, Williams credited a brilliantly executed defensive plan.
They got a great defense. Those 2 guys on the edge are great players. The entire D-line, the secondary holds up to allow them time to get to the quarterback. So could have protected better, but we got to be more consistent if we want to go where we want to go.
The Cowboys' defense was brutal, allowing 6 touchdown drives, and Bo Nix torched an injury-ravaged secondary with 4 scoring strikes. With the Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty warm today, but much cooler on Tuesday and Wednesday. We have cold front set to drop through. Sunny today, we're in the mid and upper 80s, upper 40s and clear for the overnight hours, and then a little windy on Tuesday, but it will be sunny. Mid 60s on the afternoon high, low to mid 60s, and sunny again on Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Optimism over the prospects for a U.S.-China trade deal are boosting Wall Street, which is poised to add to last week's records. Chip makers are doing their part. NVIDIA is up 2.5%, while Micron jumped 4.1%. Markets also will be focused on another heavy slate of corporate earnings this week and what's expected to be another quarter-point interest rate cut from the Federal Reserve on Wednesday. Keurig Dr. Pepper gained 3.7% after the beverage company topped Wall Street's third-quarter profit forecasts and issued strong guidance. Google and Meta, Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon all report their latest quarterly results this week. President Trump will meet with Chinese President Xi this week in South Korea. Referring to a trade agreement, Mr. Trump says, "I think we're going to come away with a deal." For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Fall means Graves Farm and Garden is open and ready to help you stock up on fresh, locally grown produce, including squash, zucchini, watermelons, and of course, fresh roasted green chili, from mild to extra hot. The pumpkin patch is open and ready for you to pick your own pumpkins, and there's pumpkin rides each weekend in October. Plus, Graves has a variety of hay as well as oak firewood with delivery available. Open 8:30 to 5 Monday through Saturday, 1 to 5 on Sunday, just 6 miles south of Roswell on the Old Dexter Highway. Follow the signs to Graves Farm and Garden, where fall time gets its flavor.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 6,000 fellow Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU Student Success. That's what we're about.
Experience Still Waters with Leanna Crawford, the Still Waters Tour.
He leads me by still waters till my fears are gone.
With special guest Cade Thompson, Saturday, November 15th at Waymaker Church in Roswell. Get tickets now at leannacrawford.com with VIP package available or at the door. Get your tickets now for the Still Waters Tour featuring Leanna Crawford, Saturday, November 15th at Waymaker Church, 202 South Sunset in Roswell. This is an all-ages event.
Jennifer here at Trustmark Roofing and Windows. And did you know that we get a bunch of service calls per year from people who didn't even hire us? That means they originally hired someone else to replace their roof, windows, or gutters. Then later, when a problem popped up, they tried to call their contractor back to help, only to find out that the contractor has ceased to exist. They're gone, done, out of state, out of business. At Trustmark Roofing and Windows, we have serviced southeastern New Mexico for 20 years. As a second-generation contractor, we have serviced our area through many major hail and windstorms. We have customers who are the kids of customers that we've serviced many years ago. We will be here when you need us, period. For roofing, gutters, or windows, visit trustmarkroofing.org or call Trustmark Roofing and Windows 575-755-ROOF. That's 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Get scary good savings all month long at Roswell Hyundai. Get 2.99% APR or $249 a month for 36 months on 2025 Hyundai SEL Sport. Get 1.99% for up to 60 months on 2025 Hyundai Kona and 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe. And 0% on 2025 Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. And up to $10,000 off remaining 2024s. If high payments got you screaming like a demon, Roswell Hyundai can help. Quit howling at the moon and head for Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
There's nothing more magical than 80,000 cubic feet of hot air flying overhead. Join us in Artesia, New Mexico for the 42nd Annual Balloons and Tunes Festival, November 7th through the 9th. Friday kicks off with fun flights from local schools. Then Saturday and Sunday mornings, watch the skies fill with color as hot air balloons launch at dawn from Eagle Draw Park. Stick around for inflatable costume races, bounce houses, and even remote control balloons. Food and coffee trucks will keep you fueled for the fun. Saturday night, 5th and Texas comes alive at the Artesia Arts Council's Balloons, Bands, and Brews. With food trucks, local New Mexico brews, live music, and the Artesia High School Marching Band performing alongside balloon pilots in a fiery concert you won't forget. Admission is free, with only $10 entry into the beer garden. Plan your weekend getaway to Artesia, November 7th through the 9th for the Balloons and Tunes Festival. For more information, give us a call at 575-746-2744 or visit artesiachamber.com. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Bush Appliance presents Adventures with Spinal Tap.
So do you actually use all of these Whirlpool washers and dryers?
Well, I play them, or I use them, I cherish them, really.
Mm-hmm.
This Whirlpool dryer right here, this one is top of the heat, no question about it. Look at the flames on that one.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's quite unbelievable, really. This one is just perfect right here. Listen.
Now, when you say perfect,
listen.
I don't hear anything.
Just listen to it, mate.
I'm not hearing anything.
Well, you would if it were broken. You'd be hearing it go, gitchy, 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 gitchy. And you could go have a bite and still be going. Gitchy, gitchy, gitchy.
This has been Adventures in Spinal Tap, brought to you by Bush Appliance. Who you going to call? Bush Appliance in Roswell. Stop by 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell or call 575-622-6390. We could be at 110 West Country Club Road, but our address goes to 11.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:52. Got a few minutes here before I get kicked off the radio here this morning. If you missed any part of the show from earlier today, you can always go back and check it out at your leisure. Log on to ksvptv.com and click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. You'll find all of our interviews and shows there. We replayed our interview with Geneva Martinez from the organization With Many Hands. Tonight and tomorrow night is their municipal candidate forum. It's a 2-night event. The public is invited and encouraged to attend. Doors open at 5 p.m. tonight. The event will kick off at 5:30 at the Anderson Museum of Contemporary Art. Tonight, they're going to be covering the contested races for candidates in City Council Ward 1 and Ward 3. Tomorrow night, again, same times, 5 p.m. doors open, 5:30 at the Anderson Museum. Night 2 will consist of contested race candidates in Wards 4 and 5 and the mayoral race as well. There is no contested race in Ward 2, so nothing there. But the other 4 wards and the mayoral race, again, tonight 1 and 3, tomorrow night 4, 5, and the mayoral race. And so that is happening there. We also had Chavez County Manager Bill Williams join us in the 8 o'clock hour discussing the New Mexico State Senate seat. District 33 is because the representative, the senator, stepped down, health reasons. That leaves an opening. So now, if you live in that district, you can throw your hat in the ring to be the next senator of that district. So get your desire to be considered by end of business at Bill's office here this week, Friday, and then November 5th is the actual public hearing for the nomination or selection or the name they pick. Porky Pig, that's not the name they pick. So, all that. And don't forget, City of Roswell, Thursday night. City of Roswell and Waymaker Church are putting on a fall bash. The event is free event, will take place this Thursday, October the 30th, from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. at Pioneer Plaza here downtown, 426 North Main. Activities include trunk or treat, games, bounce houses, photo ops, candy, and trinkets, non-food items. Don't eat the trinkets.
Yeah.
Music and free hot dogs, chips, and drinks. You can eat the hot dogs, chips, and drinks while food and supplies last. Roswell Police Department, Roswell Fire Department will provide a chance for children and adults to visit the local fire responders and get up and close and check out the vehicles and all that stuff. City streets, parks, transit, and solid waste department will also have vehicles on display. Visitor center will have restrooms available, so if you need a potty all the time over at the visitor center. And during the fall bash, they'll offer not so scary hallway to check out as well too. So
the hall of
the hall of semi-scary.
Yes, the hall of semi-scary.
I like it.
It should be fun.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun so kids can get candy and have fun and safe environment. Again, that's this Thursday, Pioneer Plaza from 5 to 8 p.m. Thanks to the city and Waymaker Church. 426 North Main, if you're not familiar. It's downtown.
Yeah, right downtown.
Where the statues are.
I read a story earlier today that the trunk or treat, the concept of the trunk or treat is actually, it's causing the tradition of trick or treating to kind of go the way of the dodo.
Yeah, I don't
More
think
people
kids-
are doing trunk or treats than actually doing traditional trick or treating. And honestly, I agree to a point. I mean, yes, I want to keep tradition alive, but at the same time, it's
fun to walk around the neighborhood in your costume.
There are
and knock
certain
on the door.
parts of the neighborhood that aren't exactly pedestrian friendly.
Yes.
Certain places that don't have sidewalks, and so you're like walking out in the street, and you're dealing with traffic and all that. But then there's the safety of the trunk or treat, and of course it's all right there.
Sure.
By the end of the night, inevitably, and this is something I've told my kids every single Halloween since we've been trick or treating. I can buy you candy. All right? It's like, we're done. We're done. You've had your fun. I'm good.
Yeah.
We're good. At this point, last year, Hunter had, his costume was like a man riding a dinosaur.
Yes, I remember. Yes.
But by the end of the evening, the batteries had run out, and so he's just walking around in a floppy dinosaur.
Yeah. It was sad.
It was a little sad. It's a sad costume.
But part of the adventure is knocking on the door, going to the neighborhood.
And there is, and yes.
Scoring the full-size candy bar.
Right.
you know?
And there absolutely is that tradition of the thing.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's like, people are like, what neighborhood are you going to go to? What neighborhood? We're all going to the same neighborhood.
The one with the good candy.
And it's the one off a country club. And I know that because there's a line going down that street. You have to go. When you take your kids trick-or-treating in that neighborhood, you have to go the direction that everybody else is going.
McDaniel's household and all that right there. And
exactly
everyone goes to see the lights. And he goes all big for Halloween and Christmas.
Which we did that this last weekend. We actually went and looked at Halloween lights on Saturday night, and it was actually it was a really cool little excursion.
Nice.
I didn't even know it was possible to get lost in Roswell, and yet we managed it.
I've done that.
Made it happen.
I've done that with Christmas lights before. I'm like, where am I?
Yeah, we're just like,
I started in the pecan orchard, and I ended up in West Virginia.
It just kept, as long as we can find Country Club Road, we're not 100% lost.
Right.
But as soon as you dip back into that neighborhood, all hope is lost.
Yeah, I've gotten turned around. Of course, it's not exactly very difficult for me to get turned around in my sense
There
of
were
direction.
some really cool displays, but then there were a couple of displays where you could tell every single year around Halloween, the people who were doing these displays were like, maybe just one more. Because it's like, they have like the jump out scare things. They have the little girl that's like, I know. I had a twin once, and she's like telling you a story. Then there's like this guy up here who's telling you a monster story, and it's like there's so much stimulus happening at just this one place. I'm just like we ended up having to double back and go back to the house again to make sure we caught it all.
I think we ain't got enough time.
I know,
but you know what? Like I would go different if I created a haunted house.
Yeah,
mine wouldn't be like chainsaws and all that stuff. Mine would be like creepy psychedelic 70s HR Puffin stuff.
There you go. Like
more nightmare. Yeah.
I can well, that's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes. I mean, there would actually be no real, but it just gives you the oogies everywhere you go.
Everything is just like, oh.
That's my jam. That's my jam.
Ugh.
Yeah. All right, it's 10 o'clock. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your day. Have a great day. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk